really interesting about making secret recordings at scale, you know, and I assume the government, through all their signals and channels intelligence, the global scouring of intelligence on foreign officials. I mean, isn't that what State Department cables were when Snowden and the trans soldier, like what was that whole release that caused that big storm where the Europeans finally knew that we were spying on them extensively? Do you remember all that data that came out and that information, the PDF or the PowerPoint presentation about all the spying we were doing and how it all got revealed?
Yeah, we got Snowden to speak at the Libertarian Convention in Reno. He didn't speak live. He was piped in, and it wasn't Zoom. I forget how we got him on there, but he basically just spoke to everybody. I've never been a fan. Like I would have been a much bigger fan if he would have just took his lumps. The fact that you fucking are sitting in Russia, like you're so self-righteous that you want to expose this tyrannical government, but now you're sitting in Russia of all fucking places. There's something about Snowden that doesn't set well with me. I think that he's a traitor. Now, WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, I have a much different thought on that. Now, I do think that there's some secrets that probably should be kept, but I think his heart was in the right place. I think Snowden is just a traitor. That's my take on this.
Well, the State Department.
We both were. I worked for everybody. You know, you guys don't believe that, but I did for 7 years. We both are being protected, but there might be to be a lie.
Well, when Julian Assange says that the war machine is a way to do money laundering, where he believes that the wealth are essentially taking the taxpayer base and putting it in off bank accounts, I mean, isn't there a little truth in that?
Well, I don't like doing this. Like, if you think about the WikiLeaks cables, that is something where it's like, okay, here's information that that he felt that the public ought to know. What Snowden did was Snowden had a job. Like one guy is a journalist looking for the story. The other guy has a job where he's got national security clearance and he's taken an oath to protect this information. I think there's a big difference between the two people.
Both were enemies of our country.
I disagree about Assange. I agree with you on Snowden, and there's some people that love both of them. There's some people that feel the way you do and hate both of them. I'm split on it. I think Snowden's a piece of shit, and I think Assange has been mistreated. I do think you could maybe make the argument that some of the release of information in those cables was irresponsible. Okay, but I also think that he was doing it as a journalist and not as a provocateur. That's my honest take on it.
My dad was a Navy cryptologist with high security at that time. Those guys had to almost go underground because of what both of the treasonous guys did. I don't know the details. I just know what I saw.
But Julian Assange isn't even an American citizen, correct? He's an Australian?
Correct. And by the way, he was just taking information that people was giving to him the way any other credible reporter would, right? And he would get the source and then he would validate it, talking to other sources. Like if you go talk to Gary Bungardner about like what it takes for a reporter, to release a story. I think Julian Assange was actually probably one of the best journalists of our lifetime, and if some of that information, releasing it is irresponsible and got somebody hurt, okay, I'll accept that. But I think his intentions were really, really good, and like you're just not gonna convince me otherwise.
Can you distinguish him
But
from?
let me say something real quick and I'll be quiet. He had a whole
Really, the video of the
I-
helicopter
I-
shooting those innocent people in the streets who were just journalists?
When you get into knowing intelligence that's been classified multiple ways, and you reveal it out of because you're a reporter, I say bullshit.
Didn't he
I was
also
gonna
re-
ask him to distinguish it from the Pentagon Papers and how we looked at the release when Daniel Ellsberg leaked the documents. And some people saw that as the ultimate treason.
Didn't he release Podesta's emails and, it caused a lot of problems for Hillary Clinton?
WikiLeaks you're talking about.
Yeah, WikiLeaks.
No, well, I'm talking about a pretty famous Supreme Court case, but it's okay. Go back to WikiLeaks.
Todd, I think I love your sources for that, talking about interstate negative cycle, like you say, well, at least officially.
So I'm looking at this again, and so the critique of it is that some of the stuff was unredacted, and that you could have put the story out with redacted information that would have provided more protection. That being said, it didn't lead to anybody dying. So the claim that it was, I think it potentially could have been dangerous. And I think the critique is that if you're going to release that kind of information, you should redact the names. And I think that's a fair critique. But again, that's just a mistake that's made. I don't think that's. I think good reporters should still report those stories. That just release the same information, redact the names.
Alright, the 1971 Straw Dogs looks okay, but I don't know, the 2011 trailer looked a lot better, honestly.
No, the new one is horseshit. It misses
The
the entire.
2011 one, or is there a newer one?
No, the 2011 one is horseshit. It misses the entire point of the fucking film.
I just like the second. I mean, I guess because it's newer, but
You don't like watching 70s film because you're young.
well, yeah, but it seemed a little slow, and I'm guessing it's probably not. Based on the trailer was.
When you say slow, you don't like deliberate pacing. Like again, it's fine. You like what you like, but just know that there hasn't been a good decade of film since the 1990s. The 30s, the 70s, and the 90s, the best decades of film. Any other decade, like you're hard pressed to put together 10 films that really fucking are great movies.
I'm a big 40s, 50s guy. I was watching a trailer.
Like Clown Make?
No, I watch a lot of like, old westerns and, a lot of old Turner classic movies and stuff like that. Always make me watch it, and I kind of grew to like it.
The first movie I ever shed a tear in was Ben-Hur. I don't know why, but that scene where Jesus heals Ben-Hur's family from leprosy, I don't know, that made me cry.
What do you think of Ben-Hur when they're filming the chariot race and just that men are dying and they're just like, leave it in, leave it in.
Oh, Roger, you ever watch or listen to Betty White on AM radio back in the day, like old shows they used to do on AM radio? Really fucking good.
So, my favorite is the 60s movies. Did you ever see It's a Mad Man, Mad Mad Wrong? They tried to remake it. Actually, tried to remake it in Vegas, and it just wasn't funny.
You want to talk about people dying? What was it, 1980, the first Twilight Zone movie? Who was the star who literally got decapitated by the helicopter? What was his name?
Yeah, that's the old dude that was he was like the racist guy, this kid, right? Is this fucking
He was a relatively famous actor.
yeah.
But speaking of Betty White, if you really want to hear something great, I saw an interview, and it was a while ago, Betty White talking about working with a black actor. I want to say like the 50s or whatever, when everybody was against it. She supported it, and she clearly said, it's a job and they're entitled to do it. I don't remember what she said. She really stood up for black actors working with white women in like the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, when I had Sirius Satellite Radio or XM, whatever it was, when it first came out, and I was just scrolling through the channels, and I landed on like AM radio, and I was like, dude, it was fucking amazing. It was like all the old AM radio shows and stuff like that, where they would like live action, like Abbott and Costello type. I guess Abbott and Costello started out like on AM radio, and then eventually ended up on television. Same thing with Betty White.
How much were you guys into the Twilight Zone?
Every episode.
Like, right? What was the name of the episode when they went to the other planet and they were going to get eaten? The guy didn't realize that the aliens were taking them, but they were going to eat them. They were fattening them up. Do you know that episode?
Yep.
Just trying to remember the name of it. I love watching those over and over. The pig faces, the people with the pig faces.
Yeah, my dad was into westerns, and then my mom was into like Little House on the Prairie and stuff like that. And, those more type of themed, like still western, like themed, but more like the love stories and stuff like that, romantic stuff. And I kind of grew up on that.
My favorite movie of all time is Night of the Hunter. Charles Lawton has directed only one movie of all time. One movie. He just mic drops, directs Night of the Hunter, and then says he's done with directing. It's amazing. Robert Mitchum, most underrated actor of all time.
And I was a big John Wayne fan until I learned more about John Wayne, and I was like, fuck.
Oh,
Dad,
don't be a fag.
he was a total piece of shit, man.
Who cares? Who cares? So is Bill Cosby. The shit funny as fuck.
I agree. My dad's always a big Eastwood fan, and I was always a big John Wayne fan. And my dad's like, oh yeah, did I ever tell you how John Wayne molested me when I was 11 years old? And I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. And he's like, no, I'm serious. He's like, I met him when I was 11, and he like touched my pecker and stuff. And I was like, you're a fucking asshole, man.
So are you more of a Rio Bravo fan or a Man That Shot Liberty Valance fan?
I'm bad with like names of movies and shows and shit like that. If I watch a trailer, I'd be like, oh yeah, I've fucking seen this.
Quiet Man. I stayed at that castle in Ireland where they filmed it.
I have the worst memory for movies and songs and all that kind of shit.
What about The Shootist with Lord Young Ron Howard? I think that might be his last one. I have to double check.
Little Ron Howard, like from the time of
Yeah, Little Ron Howard.
like when he was.
Yeah, let me find out what year that was.
What was the one where John Wayne picks up a little kid and he throws him in the water? And then he finds out that the mom doesn't know how to swim either, and he throws her in the water. And they were like fishing by a pond, and he found out the little kid's like 8 years old, and he doesn't know how to swim.
What blows my mind is when you total the total number of movies and all the hours recorded and all the labor that went into those movies and all the people who went to the theaters for the past 100 years. If you look at all that data and information, or really how people have stored their greatest thoughts and intelligence through films, or podcasts. Like, I'm a big fan of Alan Watts. And when I think about what all the spoken word, lectures that Alan Watts gave, in a way, they used film in the same way that we do computer science database storage.
What's the name of that guy that you listen to all the time? The mind is a powerful thing, blah, blah, blah. That guy. So the
Yeah,
guy from
that's Alan Watts. Yeah.
that guy's fucking.
Abby, The Shootist was John Wayne's final movie.
Oh,
Came out in '76.
Honda was the other.
Rick was at the end, but it was at, the Shootist was his last one, 76.
Yeah.
Yeah, Honda's the one where he throws the woman in the lake.
Listen,
Rio Bravo's cool, but they ended up remaking it. I don't know why, but like I forget. I think it's like El Dorado or something like that, or I think that's the name of it. The first one that they did, Rio Bravo, was with Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson. That's a very easy film to watch. It's not gonna win any fucking awards. It certainly didn't. But as far as just seeing the star power of John Wayne and Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking up the scenes on Google Images. I haven't seen that one, the Rio Bravo one.
The man who shot Liberty Valance is probably the deepest film that he's ever done.
I had his entire collection on DVD at one point. It had like every fucking John Wayne movie ever.
I think they gave him the Oscar for True Grit. Time to give him an Oscar, but I don't know if I thought it was like Oscar level with that.
Right.
I didn't think it deserved it.
Did you guys say that Eastwood is a better actor or director? Or both?
I don't think Eastwood is a great actor at all. I think that he's had some great films. Some Sergio Leone films were very well directed.
Well, when I say actor, I mean like good films. I should have said sorry. Better actor in the sense of like, really good movies that he's been in and stuff. I'm not saying he's like fucking, what's his name in Batman,
He's certainly fucking iconic, but like even if you go and you watch Good, Bad, and Ugly, which is that's the finest film he's ever
Oh,
done.
yeah.
He's the star of the show, but he's not the best thing. It's
That's really good.
Eli Wallach was fucking really good at it.
I have always loved Clint Eastwood as an actor, but there's no comparison to him as a director. As a director, he is arguably the greatest director of all time for a variety of reasons. One, business. He always turns his films in on time, if not early, and at or under budget. Two, all actors want to work with him because of the way that he directs and the films just themselves. If he doesn't get the Best Director award, his films have gotten Best Picture awards, and he gets the best out of his actors. I think he's the greatest director of all time.
Well, I would disagree with that wholeheartedly, but I do think that listening to interviews with people that have worked with him, it's fascinating how some directors they want to take like 1,000 cuts at something, all the different angles, improvising and stuff. Apparently, he's all about like let's get the shot and let's get it fucking done. And oftentimes it'll just be one fucking take. Maybe if there's something that if the cameraman fucks up, they'll take a second take. But if they have a bad take, that it's in the fucking film. It's very interesting. He's not a perfectionist. He's all about like let's just fucking shoot
it was something about he was in one of his movies, and he just walks up and he goes, "All right, now, come on, let's do it." And he's like, and he's like, "Yeah, come on, let's get it." And he just like fucking tells him like that. He's like, and then he was like, "Look, all right, let's do that one more time. And I think it's Shia LaBeouf or something.
Actually, he never ever says action. Never.
Yeah, he said he was talking about that one of the westerns like he did that was directed by one of those like loud and like obnoxious Italian like directors or whatever. He used to be like, ready, ready. Yeah, he'd be like, ready on set, action. You know, and he said, and every time they would scream action and stuff, he said the horses would all get fucking startled, like try to take off. And
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf when they were doing that, and also the other guy that played the Punisher. I'm so fucking bad with actors' names. The guy, the Punisher guy, yeah. He was talking about that. He was describing like how he fucking worked, and he said it was phenomenal.
You guys ever see Play Misty for me?
Absolutely.
What's it called?
Play Misty for me.
Play Misty. Let me look at it.
Roger, you know how he got the job directing that film?
Tell me.
What he was scheduled to star in it, and he wanted to direct, but they didn't want to, pay him or whatever, and he volunteered to direct the movie for free. He got paid his actor's wage, but he volunteered to direct the movie for free. That's how they say, and that's what he said many times. He got to direct the movie.
I've never seen that one.
A lot of people like Fatal Attraction, and for me, Play Misty, for me, is it's the same concept of an obsessed woman.
Absolutely, no question about it.
But the subtlety of it is so much better. Like Fatal Attraction, like they have to go over the top because they just don't have the subtlety in it. Play Misty for me is a super underrated movie.
So do you think?
What was the movie he did just Beguiled? I saw that for the first time last year. I had never even heard of it. That is the great Clint Eastwood movie. It takes place during the Civil War. He plays a medic, and he gets hurt, shrapnel or whatever, and so he's taken in by these wimp woman's house. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but if you ever get a chance and you see it on cable, The Beguiled, it's amazing.
I don't want to see the ending either, but that was an amazing.
Yeah,
All that came out. Oh my god.
Oh, Dirty Harry. Dirty Harry was
I
one.
like Play Misty for me.
You know, it was one movie that I was forced to watch, and it was actually a really good movie. Was the Last of the Mohicans. Actually, I watched Brokeback Mountain because one of my fucking exes like wanted to watch it. So I sat down and I was like, I can't believe we're fucking watching Brokeback Mountain. And we sit down and I was like, it wasn't that bad of a movie. Like, past all the gay shit and stuff.
It's not a bad movie. The weird part is that there's plenty of movies where people are cheating on their wives while they're at work, but because the stars of the show are gay, everyone's like, oh, it's such a romantic fucking love story. If they were guys cheating on their wives with other women, they would just be in each other movie and nobody would give a shit. And, like, the fact that people call that romantic is just weird. It was a fucking, the response to that movie was weird. The acting was great, actually.
Oh yeah. I was really surprised as I got to the very end, and I was like, well, actually, it wasn't that bad. I'm like, I didn't like all the gay shit, I'm not into that, but other than that, it was a good movie. I would say another movie that she got me into, which I fucking railed against, and actually really liked, was Twilight, the whole Twilight series. I got to the end of the movie and I was like, when the fuck's the second one of this come out? She's like, there's books. And I was like, oh, where's those books you got?
Those books suck. But I will say,
No, come on.
no, they suck. But Kristen Stewart, I think she's underappreciated. I do think that there's something really cool about her. And those films don't capture it. I would
Have you seen them? Or just want to see it?
my ex-girlfriend made me fucking watch it. It was fucking awful. It was punishment. We'd have to go at like midnight when it's fucking getting released. And like,
Well, I think what made it really good, Roger, was like all those things that you could like do with your girlfriend and shit like that, you could just look at her and like it would like get her like turned on and be like, vampire. You know, like it was all that kind of shit and stuff that like they did.
John, did you ever read the book that Blade Runner is based on?
No.
And you should check it out. Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. It's very interesting.
So was Harrison Ford an android in that film, or was he?
No, I don't think so. I think that's revisionist history. Like people like wanting to see something that's not there.
I mean, isn't the signal that unicorn? He's having that dream of the unicorn, so that's like an implant.
Yeah, I don't think they. I don't think they're that fucking creative. I mean, come on, like it's fucking Ridley Scott for fuck's sake. Like Ridley Scott's no fucking Stanley Kubrick.
Did you see his HBO special or two seasons of Raised by Wolves? It was really good.
Did anybody ever watch, or not the movie, but did anybody do the audiobook or the paperback version of Ready for One? Really fucking good if you like 80s shit.
This is like a video game, right?
It's what do you call it? Like the metaverse type shit, but like more advanced, and it's set in like a parallel universe where the state made like a perfect metaverse and like everybody lives in it, and then whoever like finishes and completes the quest ends up winning the entire company. It just goes. It's got so much fucking like fandom, like I don't know what's the word, like nostalgia into like where they just name off all the different fucking, you know, they go through all the different like original arcade systems and video games and TV shows and series, and you're just like, oh fuck, I can't believe I forgot about that show from the 80s and shit. It's really good.
I like Tron. Tron was.
It's narrated by what's his name from Star Trek? Wesley. No, Wesley. You know the Next Generation, the kid.
Will Wheaton.
Yeah, Will Wheaton. Yeah, Will Wheaton's the one that narrates it.
In hindsight, do you think there's just too much media?
Oh, dude, we were talking about this the other day, John. We were saying if you were to sit down and like figure out how many movies and TV shows and shit that you've watched multiple times and like just added up all the fucking hours of like movies and TV shows that we've wasted on our life. But I mean, Roger's gonna say it's entertainment, it's part of, you know, artistic, blah blah. And I agree, but it is kind of wild if we were to sit down and like be like, holy shit, we spent like thousands of fucking hours just watching movies and TV shows, and how many movies and TV shows we've watched over and over and over again.
Hours that we spent doing this dog shit.
No, I agree. That's what John said. This is a hypnosis.
I was just having dinner with people in entertainment talking about producing or publicizing films rather, and we came kind of to this consensus that you know, the news media is so outrageous with such sensationalized stories, some true, some not actually, that it's hard to compete. It's hard to compete with like a feel-good story. It's hard to put out a feel-good story when there's so much else captivating, catching people's attention. And it's kind of an interesting problem.
Why is it a problem?
Well, I mean, they see it as a problem. I'm not the one trying to promote their films, but they see it as a problem because they can't get traction to promote some of the stuff they're doing. And I've said it's hard to compete in this news media culture because there's far more interesting things going on in real life than on film, in my opinion.
What about the movie The Holy Mountain, La Montana Sagrada? Have you ever seen that crazy film?
Holy Mountain? What did it come out?
maybe the 60s or 70s, but it's one of the most shocking and most visually shocking and topic shocking. It's one of the craziest movies I've ever seen, but that the director has other crazy films. They're like cult classics. I could Google it for you, but they are incredibly shocking films.
You guys have all seen Stardust, that fucking weird ass movie with Sean Connery before he was doing the Bond stuff. You guys seen it? Where he's wearing the fucking little sling onesie thing? Not 2000, no.
Yeah, I'm posting the link in the chat. Look at this film if you've never seen it. You may puke on yourself, or you may be absolutely mesmerized. He's another one which is even more disgusting, but this one is a good
Oh,
one.
I've seen El Topo.
What movie would you say you watch over and over?
I will watch Roadhouse every time it's on. Because I think it's amazing, but it's just easy to watch.
What time of the year?
It doesn't matter. Turner used to play it all the time. It was like
no.
it was either Roadhouse or Wall Street, and like it would just be on. And so I make dinner or whatever, and it's just on in the background. I probably will, but intentionally watching something, probably like Reservoir Dogs or Goodfellas, something like that. It's probably the two films that I watch the most of.
Well, what I was gonna ask Abby was what time of year, because if it's Christmas time, then it's like Uncle Buck, or it's what's the Christmas Story, where it's like the Red Rider. Red Rider. Yeah, the Red Rider with Edie Gunn, where he licks the
That was I love that movie. That's a Bob Clark movie who directed the movies. Until Turner started playing it 24 hours. Once they gave you 24 hours of Christmas Story, fucking ruined it. Absolutely ruined it.
Uncle Buck's one of my favorite movies.
Godfather.
So I rewatch Harry Met Sally a lot.
Let's go back to Steve saying The Godfather. So I like The Godfather too. I like it, but it's one of those films that's so good that you can watch it and see different shit. Like I know that movie so fucking well that like now like I only want to watch it like 10 minutes at a time because like I just kind of like absorb like new information in the same scenes.
Oranges.
I love the scene with Luca Brasi. The actor is so fucking nervous that he was just saying he was just rehearsing his lines, and they recorded him doing that and then threw that in the movie as if like he was rehearsing because he was nervous to see the Brando character. So that was so good, so well done.
Yeah, he apparently was a real gangster, no acting experience, and he was nervous and rehearsing his lines, and they put it in there.
That whole opening scene of the wedding and going in and meeting with the Godfather, like all of that shit is such perfection. That like if that was a short film and the wedding ended and it was over, it would be the greatest short film ever made.
Brokeback Mountain was mentioned a few minutes ago, and they prepared a little something. It's like less than 60 seconds. It has to do with Heath Ledger changing his voice. Roger, can I do just a little something? It'll be like 25 seconds.
Sure.
This is from The Knight's Tale. This is actually, I believe, his real voice.
9 on 1 off. I wonder if you remember a man. They may have died before you were born. He was as tall as a knight. His name was John Thatcher.
Okay, now we're gonna go to the next clip, which is Brokeback Mountain. Listen to the voice change.
You being a Mexico guy twist? Huh? 'Cause out here,
Let's wind the clocks back a year. These cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. What happened? Do balls drop off?
I don't know any other actor that has changed his voice for the roles as creatively and successfully as he did. Just wanted to say that.
Can I say something that's going to get me off stage? I enjoy Goodfellas better than I do The Godfather.
That's fine. I mean, look, Goodfellas, Godfather 1, Godfather 2, I think that's like the top three. There's nothing even close. I don't want to hear about Once Upon a Time in America. I don't want to hear about Godfather 3. Certainly don't want to hear about Casino. I don't want to hear about none of it. Those are the three, and you can rank them in whatever order you want. If you want Goodfellas at the top, that's fine. If you want Godfather 2 at the top, that's fine. I would order slightly different, but like if anybody puts a gangster film in their top three that's not one of those top three, I just don't even want to talk to them about it.
See, I watched like the extra thing where the main character guy in Goodfellas, I can't remember that guy's name, but he was talking about Pacino, and he said he's such a good fucking like meth actor. He's like a little off upstairs. He said that his character like would scare the shit out of him. He said especially like the ice pick scene and like the one where it's like, you know, what you think I'm a fucking clown? Am I like make you laugh, motherfucker? You know, like you start crashing out and shit. He said it like scared him a little.
That's with Pesci. He was telling that story to Scorsese, and he laughed so much that they put that scene in the film, and they didn't tell Ray Liotta that was coming. They just started recording, and then he just told him to just react. So he didn't have the script. So that reaction that you're getting from Ray Liotta is he doesn't know how to react. So go back and watch that, knowing that Ray Liotta has no idea the lines that Pesci's going to say.
Well, Pesci, one of the things that, yeah, and then Pesci, not Pacino, sorry guys, but Joe Pesci, he was saying that when they were doing, they wanted to use like blanks or they wanted to use like these like sage rock guns and shit, and he's like, fuck that, he's like, I want a real fucking gun with blanks, and I guess another scene was like Ray Liotta didn't realize that Pesci was shooting the gun and shit, he didn't realize that they were using like actual blanks, and he was using like live blanks and shit in the scene, because he said he didn't like the way the sound of like the prop made it sound, so they just used like actual blanks.
So here's an interesting story about Christopher Walken. So Christopher Walken is like paranoid about guns, and when he's on the set of movies, he's like always looking at it, he's asking the armor that's on set to like make sure it's safe and whatnot. And when they were filming At Close Range, if you guys haven't seen At Close Range, you should watch that. And the young Sean Penn, there's a scene where Christopher Walken's his dad, and Sean Penn goes, he points a gun at Christopher Walken. But in the fucking scene, there's two guns on the set, and they were about to cut, and Sean Penn told the director what he was going to do, and he grabs the gun's safe, but he grabs the gun that hadn't that Christopher Walken hadn't inspected. So he was like legit nervous. And if you watch this scene where Sean Penn's pointing the gun at him, and he's like, like the fear, like that's like real, like legitimately, like, hey, don't point this thing at me. And they captured that fear. And then when he went and did Biloxi Blues, there was a scene where Walken has to pull a gun on Matthew Broderick, and he remembered what Sean Penn did, and he did the same thing so he can get a similar reaction out of Matthew Broderick. The things that people do on set to try to capture something to make it look good on film is pretty interesting.
So the way I understand it, I guess Pesci, like in real life, like, actually like has mob connections, like to the mob.
I see him
at dinner in Vegas, I'm going to say probably every 2 months. The restaurant that was in the movie Casino is an Italian restaurant, a very famous old restaurant in Vegas, very iconic, and he goes there, and he eats in the same like booth where they filmed it, and I mean, if we have a mob, they eat at that restaurant. Um, you know, it's a restaurant full of all kinds of characters, but he's there. I mean, you definitely see him there every few months. He's gotten old, I mean, but he's very friendly. Take pictures with him and everything.
Have you ever bought any of his albums?
His album?
He sings. He sings amazing.
Who?
Joe Pesci.
Yeah, I really like him as that Nicky Santoro. You know, there's something about he looks like a hawk or something in those suits, and when they murder his brother and they hold his face and he's screaming. I mean, there's nobody that does Joe Pesci like Joe Pesci.
So, do you know that that whole film in Casino is all true? Like it's all real characters, real stories. I mean, there are people that played themselves in that movie. The lawyer representing him went on to become the mayor of the city, but he was the mob's lawyer and played himself in it.
I just think it's a letdown after watching Goodfellas. Like it's just to me it just doesn't hold up. It's like colorful suits and it feels like the pacing of it like they didn't pack enough violence in. I mean, you got the eyeballs popping out, the fucking vice and that sort of thing, but it like at the end of the movie, the last 30 minutes, they're just like, hey, maybe we should put some more violence in this, and then they ramp it up. I think it's one of Scorsese's worst films. I know you guys probably hate me for that.
Oh, it's a very rich film, you know, with Sharon Stone, the casinos and the glitz, and I don't know. To me that movie is one of those films that you can watch over and over again.
I've only seen The Godfather like a couple times, but I've definitely seen Goodfellas probably 50 times.
I hate looking at Ray Liotta all stressed out and like drugged out. He looks so disgusting.
When they get into the 80s and he's getting all fucking like coked out, I'll turn the movie off. I don't even want to watch it at that point.
What was that Matt Damon film where he's playing the poker hustler?
Fucking hate it. Rounders.
Rounders. So there is a moment in that film where I absolutely turn it off, and it's when that hot chick wants to sleep with him and he denies her. That's when I'm like, you know what? Fuck this stupid movie, and I turn it off every time.
Fancy Jansen.
Come on, how can you hate on Rounders?
Rounders is terrible, and fucking John Malkovich, it's easily his worst performance in his entire career.
I'm John Malkovich.
A lot of performances, and he was crazy with that. And Edward Norton.
Here's the thing, I play poker, and anybody that fucking shoves their chips into a fucking pot, I want to just reach across the table and that would never happen. It would never happen. And you're gonna make a poker movie. This is like if a military guy's watching like a military movie and they're like, hey, the guy's got the fucking eye cap on his fucking sniper fucking scope. There's just certain things that if you're watching it with a certain critical eye, you just can't watch it. I can't watch a poker film, and that's the worst. The only believable character in the entire movie is John Turturro.
Oh,
It was.
Can you think of a single good poker movie though?
No,
Right now,
and
by the gambler standards.
no, and that's why until they do it well, I don't want to see it.
I wouldn't call it a poker movie, but one of the greatest poker sequences of all time is The Sting.
Yeah, I would actually say that the most enjoyable poker movie for me is Maverick.
I was thinking that.
silly. The only thing worse, than Rounders is the fucking poker scene in the Bond movie. I'm sitting in the theater and I'm calling everybody's hand, and the fucking people next to me are just like, what the fuck? It was the most predictable poker scene ever.
I know, it was so bad, and he what was it? They acted. I think it was a crazy hand, and he had an unbeatable hand. The way the play was obvious. Because that's the thing. Good gambling wins in a game of poker happen in the head. I'm skeptical that you can make it cinematic.
I think the way that you would have to do it would be, because I've thought about this, because I go about.
Rounders closest, man.
No, I don't think it's even it's not good at all. What I would do is because I think you're right. It's a lot about thought. I think what I would do is set a good poker scene to some music, and then but I'm not a fan of music playing just randomly. I think it has to be part of the scene, and so the music has to be the headphones that a poker player and then when he goes back to thinking, then he puts the headphones back on, you kick the music back in. I think that's the way that you would be able to do it. You'd want to make somebody feeling the stress of making a tough call. That's the way that you film a good fucking poker scene.
You're saying control it with the sound control. It's just maybe it's you can't get because it won't translate, right? The level of understanding, the stress of a bet, it's all dependent upon your understanding of the game. That's why they're always repeating the rules to everyone every damn time they show it.
So we have.
The other thing that makes it tough is that you don't know the circumstances. It would cause somebody, how is their day going? And what is their relationship to money? And if they win or lose, is that a make it or break it? What would be really nice is if a real craftsman put together a poker movie where you do a fractured timeline where you go back and maybe you pick 3 or 4 different people that are in a big game, and you go and you get their backstory, and then you kind of just zoom in and out of their backstory to the game itself, and maybe just have maybe call the movie Final Table, right? And it's like a tournament, super stakes, and then you have.
I'm very skeptical. I don't think poker can really be captured cinematically, but gambling can be done very well. And my favorite is when it goes totally off the wall bonkers and cartoonish, and how much it's just leaning in is Let It Ride. Have you ever seen that with Richard Dreyfuss?
Yes. But you know what my favorite gambling scenes of all time on any movie is actually in Vegas Vacation. I think Chevy Chase,
Rusty?
When Chevy Chase, when he's losing and he keeps replying, that is the realest shit. Nothing is going right, and then you're looking at the fucking asshole dealer. That's the as comical as it is, that's the most realistic gambling scenes I've ever seen.
Right. Yeah, and Chevy Chase is perfectly in that too, because he is unflappably confident in the face of absolute disaster.
I asked Big Zed many years ago what his favorite film is, and he told me Dinner with Andre. And I hate to bring this up, but this is full circle Clubhouse experience now.
Have a favorite film.
So I got Dinner with Andre, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah, because you have no sense of calm, peace in your mind. Dinner with Andre is an excellent movie, and you should rewatch it. You specifically.
No, I wouldn't waste 3 hours of my life ever watching that fucking film again.
It's not 3 hours, it just feels like 7.
Alright, hold on. Let's do this. If we were to all get together in a little small theater and we can pick our favorite movies to watch, what movie would you feel okay? It right setting, you think that people are going to walk away and go, wow, that was a good movie? What are you playing?
It's interesting that you put it that way because when you said getting together in a theater, I didn't think about anything personal. I thought about something big, splashy, because I think that's like the proper cinematic experience. Like, I have this sort of summation of cinema that I think the perfection of cinema is choreographed, justified action, and that's best exemplified in fighting movies and musicals because it's choreographed, it's to the rhythm, it's to the music, and it's a full cinematic experience. But that's not like most moving movies; those are just the biggest crowd pleasers because that's the perfection of the form, right? That's like John Wick or Baby Driver when they match the bullets to the music. That's when cinema is popping, when people just break into song. That is the essence. So yeah, I would think kind of like Mel Brooks. I'd go for a big song and dance number, Blazing Saddles, you know.
Oh my God, makes sense. That's exactly what I was about to bring up. My favorite movie of all time, Blazing fucking Saddles.
Mel Brooks gets it. He's a song and dance man.
The sheriff is there.
What about you, John? You get Clown House and a theater together, and you're putting on the movie that you want them to walk away feeling the particular way. What film is it?
You know, I'm trying to think about it. Give me a few more moments.
All right, Roger. If you said a series, TV series, then I'd probably say Farscape or Sliders. Sliders is
I like
one that.
Sliders.
Yeah, see, a lot of people don't love Sliders. Sliders is fucking amazing.
It got off the rails down the line.
Oh my God.
Like the evil Sliders and like the twins and his lost brother.
Oh, Professor in that fucking show made it, dude.
Oh yeah, I love it. They got rid of him, didn't he? He like left.
I think he passed away.
Have you
The show.
have you seen Les Miserables, like this King George theater version, like the best of Les Miserables?
Les Mis is good. Les Mis is interesting to watch because it's singing from start to finish and it's loud, big singing. It's just an exhausting experience.
Ooh, Five Volt Goes West.
Oh, it's a good one. Yeah.
It's about Jews, too.
What is it?
I'm just saying, I never knew it growing up, and then I was like, Five Volt Goes West is how much Jews. Like, what?
I love
Never
that.
had that.
Because there are no cats in America.
What about The Fly? The Brundle Fly.
Fly was great.
Oh.
See, that's another one I'd like. If we could get great puppetry, they had amazing special effects like makeup and puppetry, and like 12 guys holding the liftings around like the thing, and that's just sort of gone the way of the dodo with CGI. They have no respect for puppetry anymore.
Yeah, that Dark Crystal film I thought was really good.
Dark Crystal, the film, I appreciate more as I'm older, and as I got even older, I feel like clearly couldn't accomplish on it. The series, maybe afterwards, amazing. Like puppetry, like I was always dreaming of.
Big Zen, the never-ending story.
Murder Street was good.
Final
That
Change.
I tried to buy the rights to Neverending Story, like the copyright to the book. It's a German fantasy film. Because I wanted to turn it into a Broadway. Like I think that Neverending Story would be a great Broadway.
Alcor on Broadway.
It would kill it, right? That dog coming out of the stage, it would be huge.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good like cinematic sequences to grab, like the Southern Oracle, the giant toad in the south, and like the death horse. Seems like necessary.
Is there a Jewish esoteric, thing in the Neverending Story where she's like, "Say my name. You just have to say my." Like, is there like a secret name? The same way that God has a secret name.
Not like Jewish esoteric. That's just like German. It's very German form. That movie. I forget the original name.
Wait, Big Zen, do you remember Willow?
Willow was good. Willow was fun. Willow was like a strange, gritty take on like fantasy. That it was grittier than usual with like
Oh,
the squires and D&D also, like, how often do you see something really developed for the dwarf community?
The 1980s Excalibur, I think, in my opinion, takes the cake for being like the greatest, one of the best movies ever made. I don't know if you've ever seen Excalibur, but I love that film.
Yeah, they got into it for a bit. 80s, they had some like really good fantasy movies.
That Excalibur film is like a real good example of manliness, you know, knights and magic. Like that film to me is a great message for the generation of that time.
But yeah, so like I wouldn't give like a deeply personal movie. Like for example, this past year, Anora won Best Picture, and you know, I tend to like to see what the finals are. And Anora, in my opinion, was definitely a better movie than like everything else. There was like Oscar bait, bullshit, highly polished, all through. Anora was like dark and gritty and like very honest in its approach to this very, very specific little slice of life of a crazy little angle, and it was well performed, well written, and it was all just bumbling morons, like, and that's like such a great, but like, do I want to show that to everybody? Like, I don't know, I think everyone should see it. I don't really want to, like, watch it in a big theater with everybody, but
I think that a theater experience, even though people have seen it 100 times, it's hard to beat Rocky. I think
Right.
I think in a theater setting, the Rocky, the music, the underdog story, the love story. I mean, people get so caught up in the emotion of it, they forget that he didn't win the first fucking fight.
right, they all gonna get that.
It's fucking crazy.
Oh, Highlander.
That's
Jay,
right.
what do you think of Tom
The
Browning?
height of cinema is justified choreographed violence.
What's that, Roger?
Exactly. You see Tom Browning's Freaks?
Oh no, you mean like the one from the
32.
20th?
1932.
Yeah, no, I've heard of it. I know the ending line. I've never seen the myself though.
It's one of my favorite movies, and apparently the actual ending was too shocking that they had to change it up, and supposedly they've lost it. That's like my dream cinema experience is for them to find the original ending that was filmed and re-release that.
I get that. And that's another great marker of cinema. Cinema, in the end, the pictures, the sound next to it, and what people want to see and hear are things that they don't normally see and hear. I like right now in Italy, I love using movies as like a catalog. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna go to Rome. I better watch Roman Holiday. I'm going to Venice. Oh, remember with Ripley? That features Venice, you know.
What I think the possibilities of film, if you have a director that you trust, and actors that you enjoy watching, they should be able to take the things that make you feel uncomfortable and take you right to the fucking edge without crossing it. Like this is why violent films work really well. This is why fucking like love stories, betrayal, all that kind of stuff works really well. They should take you to the fucking edge of what you're comfortable with, and then right when they get you to the fucking edge, then fucking walk it back. Like that's the line that you're supposed to walk.
Well, the fun of cinema is that you don't have to walk it back. You know, they push the envelope. Like when you fully embrace it, that's when you go into horror. And then you get some of the craziest special effects. Like, did you see that one with this past year with Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley with the I forget the name of it. Oh gosh, what was the name? It was about an old actress taking the substance. The substance. She takes the substance, and it turns her into a younger, beautiful person. And then, like, obviously, you know, it's confronting self-hatred, women's body issues, and their concern of their self-worth, and all these things. But because it's a horror movie, at the end, they knock it down to 11.
Yeah, to me, horror's got to be more subtle than that. I think Hereditary, it's so subtle, and then when the explosions, it's impactful. I think Hereditary is probably best horror movie made in this century.
Okay, listen, horror is not like just a genre. Horror is its very own library. Like, there are whole schools about simply horror, there are whole aficionados, whole science, and they're the easiest types of movies to make, strangely enough. So
And they're the cheapest to make.
yeah. Yeah, that's why they always they sell well. They always have a special place. So like, I never say that horror because horror is too broad. Like it needs to like what gritty cabin in the woods slasher flick. Like it lists the genres of the horror, and I like it because it's so diverse and varied. It has crazy innovations, not just in music, which it was excellent with controlling a lot of those emotional beats through sound, but special effects because you wanted the gore, the gruesomeness, and you have to do it. You have to skillfully pepper it in. So you see like all these different techniques that people that just go straight horror, go like just straight gore. Let's see what happens. And people that like skillfully do it or hide it till the end.
Well, so what's interesting is like think about the slasher film, which we think of like the 80s as the great slashers. But before that, in the 70s, Mario Bava was making these great slasher films that nobody in the U.S. was watching, right? Except for film students that were like, I'll bet you I can make that. And then all
It was like Tarantino brought his Japanese cinema when everyone was just like forgetting that they invented spaghetti westerns came from Americans copying the Japanese Yojimbo, and then the Italians trying to interpret that, creating who knows, and then it
What about-
all fell out of fashion, and now we're back to superheroes.
What about comedy horrors?
did a lot.
That's weird, though.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
That's not comedy. That's not comedy.
It was fucking hysterical. No, there was a bunch of funny scenes in it. Like, it was the characters and
You
shit.
can laugh at it because you got a reason to humor, but that wasn't intended.
The clown was fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
What was intended to be satirical and funny was let's say Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which Toby Hooper says that he intended it. The first Texas Chainsaw Massacre was supposed to be funny, which nobody got because the violence was so over the top. But if you hear him talk about it, he makes it sound like yeah, we love this this old decrepit guy that can't hold the hammer up and he's whack. And like he thinks that was funny, but because nobody got it, that's when they went super over the top with the sequel. And if you look at the movie poster.
You do understand I plan to use this for my business, right?
What's the name of that movie? Exec, he was like riding his bicycle in the library and he like crashed his bike or some shit. 3.
The Page Master?
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, he turns into a cartoon, and he's got cartoon books. And like I think, was it Christopher Lloyd the Wizard? I think so. Christopher Lloyd's still acting. I saw his head Sid Wednesday. Dear God, that man just doesn't quit.
Do you think it's time to remake Krull?
Krull? What was that?
Krull, the fantasy adventure movie with the Cyclops and the fucking guy's got the the little boomerang with blades on it. You'd have to have seen Krull.
No, I don't think I ever even heard of it.
Goonies.
No, don't remake the Goonies.
No,
I don't know.
it's
what-
I was just bringing up plastic movies.
Apparently they're making a sequel to the Goonies.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I like the sequel for like people pitch where they're going like, oh, it's so nice. Look at these actors. They're reusing characters. They're like making these whole pitches. And I'm like, no, dude, write something. Great. God damn it.
I'll tell you another one that he actually plays in the fucking kid from Vietnam or wherever he's from, in Cambodia, Vietnam, whatever. I don't remember where he's from, but
Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, that kid.
Yeah, Shorty.
Yeah, Shorty, and he played the Goonies and all that shit and stuff, and then
Yeah, he just came back.
Yeah, he came back and he won like an Oscar, like, dude.
I know.
so fucking. My wife fucking hates that movie. The Between Everything or whatever the fuck it is with the Chinese lady. My fucking wife hates that movie. She's like, this movie is so fucking stupid. I'm like, you don't understand what's going on. Yeah. I fucking love that movie, dude. But you have to like understand what's going on. And then once you understand it, then you're like, oh, okay.
Like all the crazy.
So it's like the comic book series TV show called Legion. The first time I thought I watched it was like when it first came out, like 15 years ago or some shit, stupid shit like that. And I watched it the first time I got through a couple episodes, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. Why the fuck is this just a story about a dude that's schizophrenic? And it's like, you'd have to be on acid to fucking understand it. But then I started getting more into comics and like watching like these guys that like break down comic book characters and how they're all tied together. And he broke down Legion and his powers, how he's schizophrenic, but he has the ability to like bring parallel universes or create universes in with his own universe. But because he's schizophrenic and shit, he's got multiple personality disorder, he can't fucking control it completely. And once you understand that, you're like, oh, when he's sitting in the sight ward and the fucking horse rides by, that's a horse from a parallel fucking universe that's actually walking through a fucking field in a parallel universe. And then you're like, okay, now this fucking makes sense. And then you start thinking about like, wow, how fucking cool would that be to like have his powers and abilities?
There's a reason they threw Legion onto the TV and not in a movie. Like, you need a lot of space to develop the weird discomfort and sense of reality.
That kind of makes now.
What did you guys like better, the Watchmen movie or the Watchmen series?
Okay. First of all, Watchmen movie, absolute dog shit garbage, not worth a fucking dime. Absolutely terrible.
Go ahead.
The movie was garbage. The series, pretty good. I mean, like, as a follow-up, I was enjoying that it was a yes and it was no longer trying to, like, rehash. And the reason I'm gonna say the movie is absolute dog shit garbage is that it's, like, just trying to, just, like, adapt however many main points from the story. It doesn't follow through in it. It doesn't understand it or catch any of the tone. Whereas the show did. The show did have that weird, uneasy sense of, should we even be trusting these people? And the reason, again, I'm going to bash the movie because everyone should go back to the comic. That comic was amazing.
The graphic novel is probably the best work of fiction, like maybe 50 years. And it's amazing. And Alan Moore agrees with you about the film, but not because he thought the film sucked. It was he believed that story can only be told in the pages of a graphic novel. He doesn't believe
That's a backhanded way of saying the movie sucks.
No, because he said it before he saw the movie. He was mad. He was like, you can't do it. And then
Never liked the adaptations of his work. And From Hell was okay. What were the other ones from his stuff?
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta was okay. Frankly, I think V for Vendetta, the movie was better than the comic book because I didn't really like that comic book that much.
But I do think
that's one of the few must reads in terms of comics. It is literally the shit.
Oh my god, one second, I gotta tell you, so as a hobby, I like to travel around to different libraries and purchase books that they have for sale. Watchmen is one of my best library purchases. The same day, I got for 50 cents a copy of Sapiens, and for 50 cents a copy of Watchmen on the same day. That was my best haul.
That's crazy. It's great.
Yeah.
I have a copy that I've read multiple times, and then I have another copy that I paid more for that is sealed up and like collector item stuff.
I hear you. To me, it's just, like, if I find that book for sale for 50 cents, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna reread it.
There's a place here in Lubbock where it's like Wednesdays or some shit like that, but they do it like every other Wednesday or every other Thursday. This comic book store, and they're like, if you're a real comic book person and shit, you could say they're fucking trash or ass. But I guess so, like the reprints, it's like a lot of '90s and early 2000 comic books, but they're like reprint. Yeah, they're reprints, and I mostly got them for my kids to like get them into comic books and stuff because I never like fully got into comic books until I was an adult. And
Oh yeah, I just go with the library.
yeah, so I would go to this place and I walked in there and I was like, I'm just gonna get a couple comic books for my kids. And maybe I'll find a Spider-Man for my son and maybe like a Harley Quinn for my daughter because she loves Harley Quinn. Even though I'm not a huge fan of her
Yeah,
Harley
I
Quinn
would
character.
occasionally go into some book shop like Big Jump Comics.
Well, check this out. They go in there and you buy one and you get fucking four free for $1. So I'm just picking through, and I'm like, I'm getting 5 comic books for $1, and I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm like, I'm gonna spend like fucking $50 here, and I did it for Christmas, and I got like 250 comic books for like $50, and then I just like wrapped them all up and shit. The kids, I mean, only 2 of them can read shit, but the one can read okay, and the other reads good. But yeah, see, look at the pictures and learning the characters and stuff like that, and I'll sit down and read it to them. And I'll tell them all the time, I'm like, hey, just go grab one out of the closet. And I don't care if you trash it up.
Here's a piece of advice if you want to tap into the collecting aspect of comics, is go and find any villain that was introduced in a comic book that has not yet been put on film. Just any villain that has not yet been in a film. Doesn't matter if he's a small villain, because eventually they're running out of ideas and they're going to tap into things. And when they do, people are then going to go back and say, oh, I want to see the issue where this person was introduced in the comics. Okay, so go buy those now.
Response to your claim that they're running into those. That's one of the things I love so much about James Gunn and the way he the universe is because he knows that there is actually encyclopedias of content that we are just not seeing with the cinema. Like we get the same 12 characters, and he'll throw in a dozen, a few of them all, and be like, I got more, sucker.
Well, you know what they do with the comic books is, I got the guy who was working with the comic book guy, he was just chilling out, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get like 250 of them. I'm like, it's probably gonna take me a while. And I was like, and then I started asking questions. I was like, yeah, it was like, can you give me like some kid-friendly ones? Like, tell me which ones you think you recommend that are like kid-friendly for like a 7 and a 5 and 3-year-old and stuff that aren't like too gory and gruesome and stuff like that are like good characters and stuff. And I'm mostly like want to do Marvel and DC. So the guy ended up like helping me, and he got up like 3/4 of them for me and shit. He was just going through it. I was like, yeah, I don't want to get any duplicates. So he made sure not to get any duplicates, and we just went from it. I went back and got probably looking at 150, so we're gonna play.
The comic book guy survived what the video store guy did. Right, this curating librarian of like.
Oh yeah, the Thor's awesome, man, that they have.
Yeah, but the video store's kind of gone. Like I want the library to kind of step up and like create a role for like the I don't know, legacy Tarantino video store guy for each community. They should have one. Like there's an art form to curating.
Well, you know what else we have here is we have a figurine or like action figure type store where it's like collectibles and shit. But instead of just being one of those like douchey fucking dudes, it's like, oh, everything in here is like $250 and up,
Right.
All those are $12,000 for that limited run piece, like he has like a lot of cheap shit, so he'll have like old Ninja Turtles from like the 90s and 80s and stuff. They're not like the best condition, like maybe it's just like the arms popped off or something. But he'll have them in there for like a couple bucks in like a little cellophane bag, just hanging up. So I go in there and get like kids like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and all that shit. So it's pretty cool.
You guys familiar with the Rippaverse?
Kelly Ripa?
No, the Rippaverse. Eric July. He's a pseudo-famous rapper slash libertarian. Decided to start publishing his own comic books. They're very good, but he was a fan of comic books, and he doesn't like the multiverse. He doesn't like that death doesn't have consequences in comic books anymore. So he's provided a new a new take on it where where things matter. The storyline matters. There's There's not going to be a snap of the finger oh, just kidding. We're going to bring him back to life. And so it's old school storytelling. I don't know if people would love the artwork as much as some of the other stuff. You know, it's no Jack Kirby, but it's definitely it's got its place, and it's new enough. It's only been out for like maybe 3 years or so, so you can like go back and like get every fucking issue if you wanted to.
Yeah, they try those. I've seen that. What was it? In literature class, my teacher in high school was pointing out that Don Quixote was a satire. That Cervantes hated the epic. He hated this story style of this gallant hero with evil damsels in distress, and he thought it was all formulaic and stupid, and he wanted to throw it on his head by adding a touch of reality, right? So Don Quixote is the crazy idiot that acts like a knight errant, and all of reality just smacks him in the face in every episode. And what's interesting is it actually came out in like a few different parts, and at some point people started, since Don Quixote became so famous, they started epicizing Don Quixote.
Yeah, they did. They did the fan fiction, and one of the cool things was he ended up writing a book where his character runs into the character claiming to be him in the fan fiction. Yeah, it's so fucking good. This is bold storytelling before like you even had permission to be a bold storyteller. Like shit's so far ahead of time.
He's criticizing the trend of literature. The trend of literature is too mighty for him to stop, so it reacts, and he engages in conversation with modern literature by writing another story. It's great, I love it. But he was highlighting that Cervantes keeps saying Cervantes was successful. This did destroy the genre. There were no longer epics. And I raised my hand and I said, that is a crock of shit. What are you talking about? Your description of epics is identical to comic books. It's literally the same, especially with the fact that the people die and come back over and over again, bigger and bolder stories that all crunch. And part of like what I've noticed of like being a fan of comics and watching it, there's a cycle. It's a regular cycle of people liking the story, wanting to see different iterations of that story. And then, because they like the alternate iterations of that very same notion, they want to see interactions, just like, again, Don Quixote and the Mirror Knight. So, yeah, I want to see what the Flash looks like if he was in the 1800s, but then I also want to see that Flash with modern-day Batman, because who knows, right? And then, as you do that, you then inadvertently create a multiverse. The multiverse becomes unwieldy because there are too many artists creating too many stories, and they contradict each other, and the fan base gets disillusioned and confused. So what happens? There's a big crunch. It gets reduced down to one or multiple universes that are then controllable until the process starts again because people still want to broaden. And it goes multiverse collapse over and over again.
Yeah, it's like Monty Python. What's the one of those like really fucking us?
Monty Python. Oh, Holy Grail. And that was the first one.
Oh my god.
Actually invested in that one.
The fucking what is it, the swallows or whatever they're talking about.
Yeah, African swallow.
A single swallow could carry coconut. He's like, maybe if you had two of them tied together with a string. He's like, well, an African swallow could do it.
They like fucking argue and shit. It's awesome.
You know, like I said, I think there's a lot of influence from Don Quixote in pro wrestling. I think some of the characters and their relationship with reality, to me, it seems very related. I don't think the average wrestling fan would pull that out, but I would imagine that the story writers absolutely are thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you know who Leni Riefenstahl is. She's Adolf Hitler's video woman of the Third Reich or whatever it was, and she like innovated things in theatrical production, because she has this movie which is considered by the Criterion Collection, one being top whatever films or whatever, but I think it's called Triumph of the Will. I can't remember what it was called, but I did like an analysis of it in a film class in high
Oh
school.
yeah, that was a German propaganda movie, right?
Yeah.
Triumph
Is it called Triumph of the Will?
Something like that.
I mean, it's
I
kind
think you might be right.
it's kind of a full film in the sense of like she has these like Greek, athletes performing at the Olympics and things. It's like it's beautiful. It's beautiful in a way, but it is a propaganda film created on behalf of the Nazis.
Yeah, I mean, cinema is a new technology, and the main indication of the Nazis was their use of science for propaganda purposes. Right, the microphone alone, the loudspeaker for Hitler to reach that many people as he was speaking live, that itself was a technical innovation.
So, did they essentially create spam?
They didn't.
Meaning that propaganda at the state level, in retrospect, like they were the first to fully maximize it. So I'm just saying, like, to me, they're like, political spammers.
A bit. You know, early development of cinema, it really is worth its own investigation, and it's very, very young. Like, theater is old. Theater goes back to the ancient Greeks, and they've had science acting and play performances, different things. But cinema, oh man! Like, first of all, the guy that one of the stories of like one of the early inventors was that he might have been murdered and the camera stolen from him on a train. Like, insane.
I don't know if you know what alpha, like, there's this thing called theater brainwave state where your brain goes into a specific brainwave state, when you sit down in the theater. So it puts you into a technical trance state.
Yeah, I mean, that would track.
Did you ever see the Benny Hill documentary?
No.
It's
What's
kind of,
that tune? What's the Benny Hill tune?
Yakety yak, wait, yakety snacks or something.
Yeah.
Yakety sacks.
Don't talk back.
That little old man he used to slap on the head had to have been 900 years old.
what are your favorite Daniel Day-Lewis films?
Other.
I haven't seen his early stuff, like Last Little Vegans and My Left Foot. Like he really, like, 'cause I think he had like a break from acting when I was like young and coming up watching movies. So I think like the first one that caught my attention was like, Gangs of New York, and then No Country, not No Country, There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood's the best movie made this century.
Listen, I don't love There Will Be Blood because it is a long, dry, boring movie without much happening. But the scenes, the sequences, the cinematography, like, it is an excellent movie. I begrudgingly respect There Will Be Blood. And that final scene, like, oh man, you can't. They were just killing it.
Let me ask you this: have you seen the General, Buster Keaton?
You mean the dictator? What is it called, the dictator?
The Buster Keaton, the General. That's the one where you get the that stunt scene where he's on the train.
Like flying off of it.
Where it's some of the best early stunt work, right?
Well,
They were child actors.
that movie,
Like, they were like, you know, twins that were touring the country singing in unison or something.
isn't The Crow with Bruce Lee's son a shitty film?
It's not that bad. I've seen it.
Emo
Or just
kids,
like,
emo kids love it.
yeah. The makeup is awesome. Doesn't look bad. He's dead, so he's got to be
Well,
off,
have
right?
you seen Christopher Walken in King of New York?
Yep. That was,
Is that-
he gets like kidnapped, right?
No, Christopher
No, he's a
Walken.
gangster.
Yeah, he plays the King of New York. He's the kingpin of New
He's a
York.
gangster, and his like whole gang is a bunch of black dudes. It's amazing.
And it's so ridiculous, but so I was in the army, and this drill sergeant, we're talking movies, he's like, you ever seen The King of New York? I said, no. He said, it's the most gangsta-ass movie ever made. He goes to a cop funeral, and he kills the cops at the cop funeral.
That is pretty gangster.
That movie's good because you get to see a lot of like young actors like before they made it. It's kind of like a who's who of black actors that are like in his little gang.
Who played Morpheus? What's that actor's name?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, that's when Lawrence Fishburne is very young. He's got a big role in that movie. He's really gross, really nasty.
Remember Wesley Snipes in New Jack City? When he poured champagne on the chick and told her she was canceled. That was the beginning of cancel culture.
What's this next kind of intense? Remember Wesley Snipes in the ass video from Michael Jackson? No. I didn't realize Wesley Snipes was that. Yes, he played main thug number 1. Good. Was bullying Michael Jackson. Wesley Snipes was good. He was he was.
What about the Beat It video with pool tables that don't have pockets?
Well, that just means like maybe they're that they're in hell. How did you even get a pool table without pockets? Did they like seal them up?
I don't know. It's probably not a pool table. It was probably just a table that they put felt on and just said, oh, we'll make this look like pool tables.
Right? Pool tables are pretty heavy. Oh, and whatever movie you all were talking about with Lawrence Fishburne, I guarantee it was not as bad as his breakout role as Black Rapist number 2 in Death Wish. Well, he was the second Black Rapist. Exactly.
What about his accent of higher learning? You remember that?
Oh, the Hotep accent? I think that's an easy affectation. He's got a great voice. Perfect for the Matrix.
He was in Apocalypse Now, right? He was on the Swift boat.
Yeah, I think so. Because he was young and thin, right? Oh, those days are long over. Yeah, he's a big guy now. He's dead for a while in Hollywood. Also, what's his face? Sam Jackson. That world.
Well, what's interesting was that right after What's Love got to do with it, he was offered the role in Pulp Fiction, and his agent told him to turn it down because it wasn't a leading man role, and so he
Jackson.
yeah, Samuel Jackson turned that one out, but yeah, that was who originally Tarantino wanted for that role.
That was a coveted role. I think also the bartender was at some point slated to play that, but Sam Jackson he took it and he crushed it. And I think even that week was wrong, right? I think Tarantino wanted an afro, and they brought in a Jerry curl, and
Yeah, he had to sell it to him like, no, hey, this actually works. In LA, they were wearing this hairstyle, and Tarantino wasn't happy about it until he made it work.
Yeah, and he did. You saw Jackson was like playing with it. Like he used it. It was better than a pro, I think.
You know, I
Samuel L. Jackson had auditioned for Reservoir Dogs. You see that movie and you think, like, how would a black guy fit into that universe? Yeah, like, I'm not exactly sure what role it was. And Tarantino originally wanted to cast himself as Mr. Pink, and then when
Tarantino.
when Steve Buscemi was auditioning for it, he was like kind of upset about the fact that, like, fuck, I gotta give this to this guy. Like, he just knew, like,
Buscemi was amazing as Pink.
I've seen that movie twice, which is one time too many. I still don't. All I know is Michael Madsen cut somebody's ear off, and that's pretty much all I remember.
you know who was originally gonna play Mr. Blonde?
Who?
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
And he ended up turning it down to do The Prophecy.
Terrible, but no Pulp Fiction.
Oh man, I do not think that Christopher Walken would have. He definitely would have played it the same way. I don't think I would have liked it as much because Madsen, he doesn't start looking like a creepy serial killer, and Christopher Walken looks like a creepy serial killer to begin with. I'd say it was better with Madsen, I think.
And then Madsen lost the opportunity to be in Pulp Fiction to play in Wyatt Earp movies.
Right. But then we got the Travolta revival, which was probably not good for cinema. Like, if you look at what Travolta did after that, nothing notable of interest, like, worthy of art. Like, it was really just Tarantino saved him, and then he went to make crap for more money.
Well, I would argue Get Shorty was a good follow-up, but some of the other stuff that he was doing, like Swordfish and Face Off, like,
Yeah.
it's spoon-fed garbage that some people, there's an audience for it, for sure.
Face Off is good for Nick Cage. I will watch Nick Cage in Face Off every day. That is an unhinged performance.
I thought, okay, Face Off is not one of my favorite movies, but I thought that both of them did an excellent job, like, portraying straight men as as psychos. Like, there was a scene that just stayed with me, and it's the one where he's teaching Juliette Lewis about the knife, and then she has to play that out. Like, I don't remember much about that movie, but I remember in the time being just like, oh.
Yeah, that was like a weird kind of, like, they had all these psychosexual horrors. That was like a psychosexual action. It was really creepy, right? It's like, the guy takes his face and he's sleeping with his wife, and like, approaching his daughter in the face of his father. So creepy.
Yeah, no, another scene I remember where the wife is like, dude, I thought he was you. I mean, you didn't have to accept
they
me.
leaned into it. They're like, yup, that happened. Yeah. But Nick Cage had Travolta had like the easy scene chewing, I'm a villain and I'm gonna copy Nick Cage's early performance. But Nick Cage had the interesting job of being horrified as the cop watching all this happen from prison. And you see it, like his face, he's just like broken through all, and how he has to engage in crime and defy all of his principles to get back to his family. Oh man, that's like, it's a crazy movie.
If you took Travolta's best performances in his career,
Only Pulp Fiction.
if you take Pulp Fiction, if you take
Oh man, I shot one in the face.
if you take Saturday Night Fever, there's a handful of the blowout. I mean, there's a handful. You could get 4 or 5 films of Travolta, and you could, and that stuff holds up well. If you were to show that 50 years from now, you'd go, hey, this is one of our great actors. But you imagine if somebody got a copy of, like, Gotti or, like, White Man's Burden or some of the, like, really shitty things, they'd be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Swordfish, Broken Arrow, it's like churning out crap. Battlefield Earth, passion project on behalf of the Scientologists everywhere. I mean, I agree with you. He was good when he was a kid. He was just like a good fit for like a style. He wanted like this Italian giant American kid. Okay, Travolta's our man, and he could dance. He still can fucking dance. But cinema's about dancing. Choreography.
Can I tell you about the one movie that had me in denial almost until the end? I went into Monsters Ball cold. I didn't know that there was going to be this big sex scene. But who do we have? We've got Halle Berry. We've got the kid. What Church of Jesus Christ? Heath Ledger. And we've got Billy Bob Thornton.
Yep.
And all I know is there's going to be a sex scene. So I am like, Heath Ledger and Halle Berry are going to get down. I am ready for this. I am 100% invested. And then Heath Ledger, this is how Heath Ledger shoots himself in the fucking heart in this movie. And I am sitting there going, well, is he going to come back? No. I'm going, how are they going to bring him back to life to have sex with Halle Berry? When it finally happened, and I mean, don't even get me started on, can you make me feel good? Okay, I was just like, this fucking movie, I hate everybody. I need to go. I didn't get up. I was thoroughly disappointed, and I refuse to watch anything that Billy Bob Thornton has been in, except for Bad Santa. I did see Bad Santa, but fuck Billy Bob Thornton.
So what do you think?
What was the one where he was an attorney?
Actor, because I still appreciate him. He's good, but like, it still kind of pisses me off what he does.
Yeah, well, makes sense. What was the TV show about him being an attorney, a lawyer?
Oh, Goliath.
Landman?
Yeah, Goliath. No, yeah, Landman's good, and Goliath is good too.
So what do you think about this new Paramount, leadership? Do you think he's gonna have some breakthrough films, or is it all just gonna be woke garbage and he's gonna fail as the heir of Rupert Murdoch? Or is it Rupert or Larry Ellison, David Ellison? I posted the link, but do you think it's gonna be a failure?
I don't know who the ignorants are. But all of this is just like stupid conjecture from fans over like politics. Like I doubt much of this has anything to do with the mergers. It might, but it's just like if it did, I'd expect some like secretary to say like, "Oh yeah, this is absolutely what happened." It seems more like the show was just genuinely losing money every single year since Colbert got on it. Like, and he even referenced it when he said like he's like, as you're watching this now on your phones and not on live television, which is the reason we're being canceled, right? Like. Sometimes you're just losing. It's not always about some nefarious villain. And like,
John
fucky
Stewart
upstart.
is so much better.
Did anybody see the Trump movie that came out? The story of him and Ray Cohen. Like, I've been watching clips on YouTube. Did anybody watch the whole thing?
I watched some of it. I got bored. Didn't finish it.
Did you guys watch the COVID episode where Jon Stewart came back to the Colbert Report, and then he was sitting there, and he's talking about the Wuhan laboratory and fucking China.
I mean, it was kind of like, we know that.
Oh, I know, but like him crashing out and Colbert just sitting in the back going, fuck, he's screwing me right now.
McZed, you hear so much about Jewish conspiracy all the time now. I'm wondering, why don't we hear about Jesuit conspiracy theories?
I don't think there's a tremendous awareness of the Jesuit community in the wider world. But they are straight up conspiracy. Like, I mean, it's not so secret. They've like published the nature of their things, but and also like, I don't know that they're necessarily bad. Like, they're generally, maybe this is like, my Jewish sensibilities, but like, as I understand it, they are trying to be the most intellectual within the church and to lead the church into a more intellectual position, which is a laudable goal, I think, especially for a society that pretty much, one of the main critiques people pose against it is that it stops people from engaging in critical reasoning and forces them to simply accept simple answers and deny any
critical conception of an alternative. Whereas, like, you could just be in favor of critical reasoning. You could do that and still hold by a lot of the teachings.
And also, John, it's not as fun to attack the Jesuits as it is the easy target to choose, you know?
Yeah. How are you even going to pick out a Jesuit in the crowd?
Yeah, they don't wear little fucking hats, do they?
No. Don't even have noses.
Yeah, and with the Jews, even if they're not wearing a kippah, you know, you can just see them with their bald spot, you know, on the back of their head.
Yeah, the mouth made the whole thing scientific. You could just, like, take out those eyeball swatches.
You know the movie Good Shepherd when Matt Damon is talking to Joe Pesci and he's like, you know, what are you guys? Like, we got America. You're just renters, basically.
No, okay, you just, like, mangled the line. Because, like, no, we Italians, we got our family. The Jews, they got their traditions. What do you got? The United States of America. The rest of you just live here.
Well, was Matt Damon supposed to be just regular white?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The old white guy that was in Harvard, the elites of the elites, and because he's trusted and he keeps his mouth shut, let's put him in charge of the CIA.
Ooh, you know what other movie I like is Wolf of Wall Street. I know I can push back, but that's good.
Oh, that's a great movie. I love Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, we have like all these cinematic, you know, what do they call them? Like the audio files are like music. What's
Cinephile?
Cinephiles, yeah. Like you get all these fucking cinephiles.
Cinephile.
Like, oh, it's not a classic, like deep intellectual movie. No, that's
When Wolf of Wall Street came out, it's directed by Scorsese. It came out this. It was like right around Christmas time, and the date.
Is Mike cut out?
The one with Bradley Cooper and whoever else was in it. It just felt way more like a Scorsese film, and that was the issue I had. I saw both of those films like in the same week, and like I thought the David O. Russell film was better.
Oh, was it Silver Linings Playbook?
No, I love that movie. It was the other one. God damn it.
The Hangover?
No.
That was a great movie.
Oh my god, I loved it.
Hold on. Oh, I'll tell you. The fuck is the goddamn name of that film?
Yeah, you gotta watch what you see around.
American Hustle.
American Hustle, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that was solid.
Those came out like... Yeah, they both came out around the same time, and that one felt like a Scorsese movie, and I saw it first, and then I saw Wolf of Wall Street, and I don't know, there was something about Wolf of Wall Street that was a little bit of a letdown to me.
I hear that.
I'm gonna say something. You guys probably agree. Wasn't a big art.
My favorite part of that movie was when they were tossing midgets. I had like a conversation beforehand about like the midgets having a union and shit. It was fucking hilarious.
It was funny, the negotiation of what they could and couldn't do.
I never saw Wolf of Wall Street, but I was in investment banking in the 90s, and dwarf tossing was a thing.
What was the name of his
I can't
company?
watch those
Oakmont Stratton. I met him on the beach I lived in Hermosa Beach. I met Jordan Belfort, and I asked him if I could take a selfie with him, and he got up off of his beach chair. Oh my God, there's a big bug in my apartment. He got off the beach chair and he took a selfie with me. And
Oh really? I heard he was like a total douche.
yeah, and across town, I heard he owed some people still millions of dollars in Manhattan Beach.
Speaking of midgets, my 40th birthday, we had midget wrestling. Not quite the same as midget tossing, but we had midget wrestling.
Girls?
No. There's just a couple guys from the local promotion came to the party and put on a match.
Was he good?
It was fun.
I own that I come from an asshole background.
I thought
But
you said you owned a midget.
There might have been a time that was a thing.
She's like, I own, and I was like, holy shit, she's about to say she owns a midget.
Not anymore.
Hey Liz, do you have the update for the app?
I think so because when I'm in the hallway, I hear rooms, and apparently people see me.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm just wondering if you could see the poll up.
Oh, yes, I commented on it as soon as I came in the room. I am a teapot.
You gotta click on one.
Well, I mean, just pick one at random if you like.
Yeah, Roger's gonna keep this room open for the next, 36 hours if he doesn't get 1,000.
No. I want to get 1,000 votes. So I'm going to keep this room open until I get 1,000 votes.
Yeah, how dare all of you in the audience, especially you all.
Isn't the future of film personal, meaning that now, we can do this personal AI film curation for ourselves? I mean, that we don't need these big studios. It's the major tech platforms that will give us the movies that we desire on demand.
When it says taking from behind, that includes face down and stuff, right? I don't know if I need to put other.
Every time I read from behind, I just think like a dirty whore. I am a teapot.
We were having fun with the from behind. Every time a man would choose that, we would then say, "Oh, you like it from behind, do you?" So that's the biggest setup.
I said what I said about the face down ass stuff, and then I immediately looked up the screen, and I was like, please don't let that be so it was so weird saying like dirty shit. And she's like, I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me, but I'm just like, it's still weird because I know her age and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not saying dirty shit for my grandma.
I tell all the time that I would.
You think that out.
I would smash. Don't worry about age.
Oh no, I'm not saying I wouldn't hit, that age either. I'm just saying something different,
You guys should invite Dismal up. Well, I'd like to get her here.
Is she dismal?
Sean, you haven't responded to the poll either.
Hey, I'm starting a little late in all this. I will respond to the poll, but I don't see the poll because I don't have the update.
You gotta update the app. What do you guys think of Jason? Jason down in the chat. He's in the goo. Yes, he's got 0 friends, but he's got the update for the app. Oh, he left. Oh, Jason, you got 0 friends. What's going on, buddy? Why would you pay for the premiums thing and you don't even have friends?
Maybe just join the app and it popped up says would you like to pay 10.
Maybe. Let's bring him up here. Let's school him. Let's hip him to the
what I'm
game.
supposed to do? Do I have to pay for this? And he's like, alright.
Let's hip him to the game. Let's get him up.
He left.
No, he's back. No, now he's gone.
Jason follows a lot of houses with no friends. That's definitely intentional.
He's a troll.
So I have had people from Patty's politically correct come into my YouTube and leave complaints in the chat and notify me that they're calling the police on me.
Why? For what?
Recording them without their consent.
You know what's fucking terrible about that room is that they really think they're super well informed. They think they're well informed, and their evidence. Look, I'm gonna play a clip for you. It's like, okay, got it. What's your tip? Play something. You ask for their. They just heard, and they don't even know what the fuck they just heard. They are among the people on this fucking app.
They're the worst kind of fucking creatures too, since it
against their fucking echo chamber. They're like, kick this motherfucker, get him out of here, kick this racist piece of shit. I'm like, I just said that I didn't think that like systemic racism is the real thing. Sorry.
You know what they are? It's like The View, but instead of having like Whoopi and Joy Behar, it's like having like Whoopi and Behar become one person. It's like black Behars. They're just fucking terrible. There's gonna be a room.
1980s Whoopi was awesome.
Yeah, before she became a raving lunatic leftist freaking.
Well, you know,
I like
Ghost.
her best when she was with Ted Danson. Of course she did.
Which movie was that? Oh, when they were
Made in
dating.
America.
Wait, is she a dyke or is she straight or bi or what?
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
She
She's
shaved
a
her.
heterosexual woman with like adult children.
She changed her
Yeah, she
name.
likes the penis.
She appropriated a Jewish name. She shaved her eyebrows, and you know the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze is a good movie, but you know it's to me it's hard to even believe that Patrick Swayze ever even died.
Well, listen, Liz, if she was more attractive and less insufferable, I don't think I would have resorted to calling her a dyke, but you know, I'd have probably been like, hey, is she a lesbian or proper butcher? You know, but she deserves the word dyke. I'm sorry.
And so that show's also going off the air. Praise God.
I will say, Elizabeth Hasselbeck was cute. I could watch the reruns with her on it.
Was she?
Are
Oh
all
yeah, she was cute.
are all these woke shows actually failing supposedly because you know USAID has been eliminated and the public broadcasting funding is eliminated? Are these shows failing because these large networks like Viacom were actually getting government funding to produce some of these shows? I mean, the U.S. Ad Council, I don't know, I could check how much the budget is, but I still see U.S. Ad Council ads for the most erroneous, stupid shit ever being advertised nonstop.
Roger, you should invite Rachel up. Her last 3 calls were as race.
Rachel knows how to raise her hands. Like what?
Okay, listen, should America have a third party? Yes, we need a fresh start. Better places to live. Europe. Is America broken? Yes, it's on the downside.
So Dismal Outlook in the chat, if you want to come up and call me out, you know, mano a mano here on the stage, now's your opportunity.
My favorite day was when Dismal was on the stage, and you were here on the stage with her, and she didn't recognize you, and she was referring to you as the troll, and it was pretty funny. She was talking about you and didn't even know you were on the stage.
Yeah, but then it's not a real third party if they can't fucking do anything or ever win an election. It's a pretend third party. It's an independent, sorry.
I think we should definitely ditch the party system. I mean, all it is an apparatus to raise money, and the more that you support the party, the more that they're just going to abuse you. They just do market research. When you register to be a member of the party, if you donate to it, they just collect information, and then they tell you more about what they think you want to hear. If you really want to fuck them up and make them come up with good ideas, everyone should abandon the 2 major parties, just be independents, and then let them guess. And eventually they're going to have to say, well, fuck, since we can't do market research, maybe we have to come up with good ideas.
But the only good idea is stop borrowing and stop spending other people's money.
Yeah, it's getting out of control. 37 trillion.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen. What you were thinking, guys?
Poll earlier was hilarious. How many zeros are in 37 trillion? It was a little sad that not everyone was able to get it. Did you guys notice that there was many women that came in here, saw this poll, were eager to talk about it? Like, very eager to talk about it. And then there were some women that wouldn't.
The greatest one was when John asked what was it, 100 times 1,000. Some guy's like, I'm not good at math. It's like, obviously.
Well, I think we spend so much time on this app that you just because you just naturally forget that you're actually talking to stupid people. And so, if you do a quick diagnostic to reconfirm that you're talking to stupid people, it kind of lessens the blow of why we're here wasting our time.
We need to come up with more of those questions. I think that's a good one, and I like the variant that you give, just in case somebody's throwing the answer in the chat for you. The variant of 500 times 1,000, that one seems to mix people up, even if they got the first one right.
Yeah, or 999 times 1,000. But I think somebody said on here, I was in a room the other day, somebody was like, just ask people what, if 3x equals 24, what does x equal? And if you go into a lot of these flat earth rooms, most of the people in those flat earth rooms can't actually answer that question.
What do you think's another good litmus test question? I mean, I like the basic math. Is there anything else that we could incorporate into our interrogation of people just to figure out how much time we should waste with them?
I mean, they've done it with just the YouTube videos, like, when was the Declaration of Independence signed? That's fucking amazing. And he was like, it's all these dumbass fucking young kids that can't answer these fucking questions. They don't teach, fucking, they don't teach anything in fucking, about history and shit, in fucking school nowadays. And then they go and ask, like, all the 50-year-olds, and all the 50-year-olds are like, I don't know.
Well, if I read the Constitution today, and if you actually read it, it is actually rather complicated. And this is the first time I ever read the Constitution out loud and recorded it. And it made me realize that if I ever get a chance to debate, the incumbent that I'm running against, Darren LaHood, if you were to ask him specific questions about sections of the Constitution, most people they do not have it memorized. They have no real comprehension or knowledge with regards to our primary founding documents. They just don't. And it's written in kind of this old English vernacular, which makes comprehension even more difficult. So if you can become a subject matter expert on the Constitution, you have politically one-upped your opponent in a way which makes them look, childish, amateurish, not intelligent.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier, Roger and I. Like, most people know the first, second, fourth, and fifth, and most people accept the fourth and fifth and like look backwards most of the time, where they just don't fucking know what they're talking about. And Roger's like, well, what's the Third Amendment? It's like an easy one, but 99.9% of people don't know what the fucking Third Amendment is.
Yeah, but you gotta reserve that one. You gotta keep in your pocket for when you're getting an argument, typically with a Republican, and they'll tell you, "I'm a constitutionalist. I believe in the Second Amendment," and then you just pause them and you just go, "You're a constitutionalist?" They'll go, "Yes," and then you go, "Okay, cool. What's the Third Amendment?" And then that, especially if you do it face to face, if you do it on this app, they might take some time to Google it or whatever. But if you do that face to face, they will not answer. I would bet that even if you went to I don't know, like a Republican town hall, I would still guess that less than fucking 2% of the people there would know.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying though. It's like, it's not even the fucking 18-year-olds that can't answer these questions. It's the fucking 40, 50, 60-year-olds. Because they always like to sit there and preach about how, in my day, they taught civics, and they taught history and math, and you just ask them fucking simple questions, and they're just dumbfounded, like, oh, I don't know.
It's a good one too. Is talk to people about the Social Security. Like, before you tell them that you want to gut Social Security, just talk to them about how the Supreme Court, has ruled on it, that it's not a contract, that Congress can change, reduce, and eliminate benefits. Paying into Social Security does not guarantee a benefit, and they will argue with you. They will argue with you, and then you just have to be ready to talk to them about cases like Fleming versus Nestor, and then you can read to them, the Justice Harlan position that talks about that it's not a guarantee.
Or are you just trying to put batteries in little necros back? Again, if he's awake right now, he's like just seething.
Well, I mean, anyone that thinks that, like, you're not supposed to talk about Social Security or you couldn't cut it, you should just start asking them, like, what they believe it is. If you have, like, a straight talk, this is why, and I hope everybody will do, John, you have to put this on your calendar, on 4 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know what time is it here. You're in Central, right? So it's 7 Eastern on Tuesday. That guy Allen is doing a room in the Brain Trust about taxation. And if we play within his rules and be very polite and deliberate, don't say things that are over the top, just ask some questions, because he's a man of letters. He understands some of this stuff. I think that it'll be very illuminating. It'll probably be very frustrating for other people in the room, because most people in those rooms are not well educated. Alan actually is. Alan's a very highly educated, knowledgeable dude. And then and this is how you know that he's smart, is that when he needs to get his information together, if you do ask him a question that he doesn't know, rather than the way that most people engage on this app, where they'll just start making shit up, he will say, I'm not prepared to have this conversation. And if you want to grill him and browbeat him over the fact that he doesn't have his facts together, you can do that. But I think he actually does operate in good faith. I think what we need to do is go into there and talk about the points that he's afraid to have brought up. Because the reason he wants to talk about that is he wants to talk about social safety nets. He wants to talk about the social contract, and that's the conversation that he's hoping to have to get lefties to to fold about, like, capitulating to like just bowing down to government. He is not ready for the kind of conversation that could come his way. He asked, this is why I told him you should come, was he asked Jules to come. And he goes, Jules, you work for the IRS, you should come. And I go, hey, I know somebody else that worked for the IRS. And then I mentioned you by name, and he goes, oh no, I've thrown him out of the room. Oh, I go, well, that's not wise. I go, if you're running for Congress, you should definitely let those people have have their say, even if you don't like in fact, I almost feel like it's our civic duty to listen.
He's very delicate, and he's incapable of getting any any scorn thrown his way. I mean, he controls it, like a feminist little Nazi. And he was going on and on and on one day in Politically Correct, maybe a week or two ago, about how he wants to get a sign and he's looking for everybody's support, and how we can't let go of Epstein and Trump, and how they're both pedophiles, and we have to keep that as the main issue no matter what. We can't let it go. And it was so crazy. And he wants to go to Mike Lee, and he's got a sign. He's like, I'm willing to do this, and I need your support. It's, in my opinion, you don't know what's on the other end of these cell phones, and how people are living their lives, and what kind of mental health they're actually in. And it's a waste of time. I mean, that guy is a waste of time.
I think it's fun because he takes it so fucking serious, and I don't think he's ready for that conversation on Tuesday. I've been in his rooms, and the way that he likes to curate it, he's basically like a more authoritarian version of Gary Bumgarner.
I like the Gary Baumgarten show. You know, talking about poker in that movie, I don't know if you saw that movie. Was it Mississippi Burning? I think it was Mississippi something. I put it in the chat earlier, but it's about Ben Mendelsohn, the actor, not the clown house Ben Mendelsohn, who I have not seen since recording his rooms and getting him very upset. I don't know if they moved to the Friends only. I would have to, get a non-anonymous and create a new fake burner to maybe get into the friends of friends, that maybe that's what they're doing. Or he gave up and is no longer doing his Trump derangement, daily download.
Do we know why Nina left the app?
Well, she features prominently on some of my YouTube videos in debates with you as of late, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, you know what? I didn't realize that I captured you and her having pretty extensive debates. And those videos got quite a bit of few views. I mean, maybe, are you sure she deleted the app and wasn't, somebody mass reported or she got reported or something?
I was told to left the app.
Does that seem likely to you though?
Agent Jesus says healthy debates got awful when we lost Roger and JB took over. Agent, what's come up here? Tell us what's wrong with healthy debates right now. Let me get you up here.
Well, Agent Jesus is saying that he was at LA Fitness, which is the gym that I go to. So yeah, Agent Jesus, come on up and show us what you got.
Well, but you say JB, like I think there's things that JB does really well. Like for example, I'm really bad. Like if somebody enters the room, I'm unless it's somebody that I really want to argue with or maybe I don't know. If somebody walks in, I don't really notice. Like this Hussein guy down at the bottom, JB would be like, "Hey, welcome Hussein. Hey, if you want to come up, cash in the pink ticket." He's got the spiel down, and he makes people he disagrees with, and then it's not that way. But I think he does a really good job of getting everyone a chance to speak. I have a slightly different style. I don't necessarily want to hear from everyone. Yeah.
Wait, have you heard his fuck dudes crash out or no? When he kicked me out of the start all the shit.
No, what? Tell me about that.
Oh, dude. So there was a bunch of fucking piece of shit anti-Semites up on stage crashing out about how they fucking hate the Jews and shit. And then Abby just simply came up and she was like, "Hey, JB, is it okay if we change the subject to about Iran, and stuff, and or the situation that's going on over there, or or she just brought up a different subject." And he's like, just fucking went off on her, screaming and yelling at her, kicked her from the room, and went off on Abby and said, it's bullshit. These fucking motherfuckers come in here and they want to fucking try to run my fucking room, and it's always the fucking Jews up here just fucking complaining, and oh, woe is me, and it's everything's about them. And he's like, I consider myself a Jew, and I love the Jewish people, and I stood up for them, and I was the first motherfucker to be there for them after October 7th, and I consider myself Jewish, and I was like, why are you being such a fucking dickhead? I'm like, she just simply asked if you could change the subject from anti-Semite fucking rant with all these fucking black women up there that were just a bunch of fucking piece of shits. And, and he's like, when I was in fucking prison, I wrote a fucking letter to this fucking rabbi and told him that my, mother was fucking Jewish, because we had the Jewish name, and this, that, third, and asked him for fucking help, and he told me, oh, well, you're not technically a Jew, and I can't help you. He said, you know who the fuck was there for me? It was the fucking blacks. The fucking blacks were there, and they fucking took care of me fucking prison. I said, yeah, you got passed around like packed fucking Newports. And he's like, fuck you, Rich, shut the fuck up. And he kicked me in the audience, and he's like, you fucking Jews, all you do is fucking come on here and whine and bitch about fucking anti-Semitism, and all you want to do is fucking bitch and gripe. He's like, if you want to fucking act like this, all you fucking Jews, he's like, you can take your shit, you can turn it sideways and shove it up your fucking ass. He's like, I'm washing my fucking hands with the fucking Jews. I'd rather fucking take the side of the fucking blacks because they were there for me in prison and blah, blah. It just went off the whole fucking rant.
Yeah, and then I just went and told Abby, and I was like, yo, I was like, the fuck is his deal? And she's like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, yeah. I was like, he kicked you? And she's like, yeah, he fucking kicked me. And I was like, yeah, so he's a fucking fake two-bit piece of shit and all this.
He's not here to defend himself. We don't need to go too deep.
No, I know. I'm just telling you.
What I will tell you, what's funny though, is like I got a message. Like the person's not here right now, but so I won't. I don't know if he wants me to mention, but he sends me a back channel message, and he goes, hey Roger, are white people allowed in healthy debates anymore?
Oh, dude.
And he's being dead ass serious. Like you guys know who this is, but like I'm not gonna like I don't know if he wants me repeating this, but he's like sitting here trying. No, it's not. And I'm not gonna. But I'm not gonna tell. But it was funny. It was funny because then I was like, what do you mean? And then, like I go into the room and dude, it was like an NAACP meeting. It was fucking hilarious.
There was a terminology that somebody used. They were calling him out. Crypto blacks or something? What the fuck is crypto black? I think that's what he fucking said it was. They're like, yeah, you got all these fucking crypto blacks or something like that. And he's like, you know, he's like, I don't know. Some terminology used like that. I might be using the wrong word. But they were saying like these fucking token black women that are just a bunch of racist piece of shits. And it is. I mean, he like invites them up. And he's like, "Oh, I love this woman. You know, she's my black queen, and I love her to death. And blah blah. I'm gonna bring her up and make her a mod." And then she just starts fucking kicking everybody and just going on these fucking racist rants about how bad white people are and Jews and just fucking. There's like 7 of them on stage.
Hold on. I want to talk to Dismal for a second. Dismal's asking. She said Kidman. I think she means Kitover. What do you believe your chances are in the election season? Look, here's the thing that I think Dismal doesn't fucking get. If Kitover gets nothing in terms of votes, but makes a big enough splash to cause the other side to spend money, if he can get a Republican or a Democrat to raise money from their dumb supporters to fucking fund campaigns, whether it's for fucking signs or fucking whatever they need to do. All he needs to do is cause them to spend money, and that is a fucking win. In fact, I think low budget campaigning against fucking candidates that are going to go essentially, transfer money from poor people. Because let's be honest, people with big money, they're worried about the big campaigns. It's all these little small donors, and I think robbing those donation dollars at every fucking chance you get, that's how you fucking win. It's death by 1,000 cuts, and if he can cause a cut in his race of what people are spending and how they're donating, who fucking cares? The person that wins that election is going to be a fucking asshole, but if he can if he can get on a debate stage, make one fucking good point that makes people think, it's a fucking win. It's death by 1,000 cuts. And I think that's the thing that people don't understand about third-party politics. Like, it's not just winning the election that's important. Sure would be fucking nice, but that's not the only way that you can win. You can diminish somebody by simply just taking a swat at him. And if he was to get on a debate stage, now that he's doing research on the Constitution, I can imagine him being able to ask a question, especially if he says, "Can I ask you a question?" and then asks him something fucking super serious, and then when the person doesn't fucking know the answer, then can recite verbatim what the Constitution says. I don't give a fuck who you are. That shit goes over well because people want to know that you understand the fucking rules, and a lot of people fucking don't.
It's true. Just reading the Constitution on YouTube today, with my American Legion hat on, it made me realize that most Congress people are not even performing the role well. They don't even know their lines. And we are inundated in clown world with the Jasmine Crockett's the Ilhan Omars, etc., where an average guy like me, is 10 times better than these horrible communist, socialist, Marxist, racist, insane people who are already in power and spending and bleeding us to death. So, when I was on this debate stage today, I said the fact that there's not 100 people or 1,000 people trying to get these positions just shows you how unpolitically activated everybody is. Everybody's just passive and, not engaged. And I can't, for the life of me, I can't figure out why people don't give a fuck about $37 trillion in debt that doesn't seem to stop. It's going to 50 trillion. This runaway debt train is not going to stop unless average people wake up and start voicing their concern.
Does that help, Dismal?
Yeah, Dismal, why don't you come up and use your voice instead of your little grubby fingers in the chat? Oh, and that's my home address. I would love for a hater to actually come and accost me in the real world because you know what? I'm not a violent person. I would just ask any hater, hey, you know what? Let's get a beer. Or tell you what, let me make you a cup of coffee. And you're not going to hate me in the real world. You might hate me here on a social audio chat app because I game it. But in the real world, I'm just like you. Just a guy who's got to take a dump in the morning, go to the gym, take a shower, pay his bills. There's nothing special about me. I like to read books. That's about it. Maybe that makes me special.
Come up, Dismal.
Probably because they're dismal, that's why they can't come
I know who Dismal is. I don't want to do the doxing thing, but I know who Dismal is.
up. Oh, who's dismal?
So I look clownish and I break the terms and conditions of this app.
I know, I'm trying to get you to slip and be like, oh, it's such and such. And be like, oh, you doc. What's that, John?
I just, people throw really silly insults and stupid insults like, this guy is ugly. It's like, oh, okay, I'm ugly, but I'm one man yelling about the debt. Can you not have any, appreciation for any of my ideas or thoughts? Am I that terrible of a man?
Well, we narrowed Dismal down to not being John Kitover.
Or is he?
I mean, Necro, I hate to break the bad news to young people, but your government sold you out, beginning, in my opinion, on 9/11, and our massive military response and nation building in Afghanistan. I don't know who these clown people are or where they came from or why they thought any of these things were good ideas, but I can assure you there's a lot of well-educated people that do not agree with what your government has been doing for the past 25 years. It's incomprehensible how much money they have not only borrowed and spent, but how much they have raised in taxes and spent. Does anyone know what 5 trillion times 25 years is?
John, so 125. One thing I was gonna say, you remember some
No.
the one with the cat and the lizard costume?
Maybe a long time ago.
He's the one who would say Muhammad is a pedophile, Muhammad is a piece of shit. He's the one that started all that. He had like the black and white cat with the fucking lizard costume. It's an 80s.
No, don't remember. I know Shooky singing that song.
Yeah, he got it from Samir. And you're talking about it like intelligent people that disagree with Negro because he assumes that everybody's fucking dumb. The reason Samir and I used to be friends and shit, the reason we had a falling out, I was like, we were talking about difference in intellect in different countries and stuff like that. And he's like, I have like a 112 IQ. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And he's like, what's yours? And I was like, 141. And he's like, oh, that's cool, man. He's like, it's really high. And then we were sitting there talking, and then we got onto the religion, and I was like, yeah, I'm a Trinitarian Christian. And he's like, oh, can somebody anybody fucking have an IQ like that? But people still fucking believe in God. And he just fucking crashed out. And every time I would see him, he would just fucking lose his shit, start screaming. I mean, he fucking lost his mind. But, people like him and Necro, they're just fucking arrogant pricks that assume that everybody that supports Donald Trump is a bunch of bumpkins.
Well, I think one of the reasons why atheists struggle in a way is because God is like art. It is such a vast, abstract concept that it's really hard to gain a solid understanding about the infinite, because it's so vast and eternal and expansive that it's very difficult to even have a conversation about it. So, if you are a God believer, I mean, you should have compassion and kindness for atheists because they're stupid.
Hey man, long time no see. I just want to say, are you actually running for public office?
Yes.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes, and I have to gather about 20 signatures a day on average leading up to March of next year. I don't know when I have to submit the ballots. I can't even find the ballots through the FEC website, or it might be through the state of Illinois Election Commission. But my basic Google searches have not yielded me a PDF ballot.
John, go get fucking local libertarians or fucking, YAL or somebody like that, Young Americans for Liberty. Get somebody that's like on the ground that does this shit for a living. They might fucking like if you went to YAL, what they would do is they would put the people in the street that know how to do it, that would do the work, and then all you need to do is come up with the payment for them. Like, you make a donation to YAL, they will pay people to go and do that, and then the donation that you give to them is donations that you get for your campaign. And if you're struggling with those funds, we do a fundraiser on here. You get the fundraising funds, you go to YAL, you get people on the street, you get your signatures without you lifting a fucking finger.
Well, there was that Vietnamese lady on Twitter, on X. Remember, she was offering to help me with a bunch of
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, thanks for coming on there, Rich. You were asking me pretty challenging questions, and sometimes you pull a fast one on me, and I was like, oh fuck, Rich is gonna dunk on me right here. But I mean, I think my responses were good enough.
You guys gotta fucking have a back channel and throw some layups.
No, I was trying to put him a little against the fence, so he could a little against the octagon and try to figure his way out of it. And he figured it out. I have faith in Don.
I'm telling you, a couple softballs. For most people that are listening, they don't. You just need a softball or two.
I just asked him, I was like, hey, if you get elected for District 16, what are the 3 things, bullet points that you're going to do for the people in your district? And then I went on to say, hey, and if you guys agree with the things, because everybody was giving the 100 and the thumbs up and the heart emojis and all that, I said, for all you people that are giving the like emojis down in the audience, I said, if any of you people are interested, then contact John, through whichever way of communication, and then get, behind him and start helping him. So, and then he gave some bullet points.
My bullet points was I will vote no to every single act that comes across my desk that I will not encourage borrowing or spending. And I don't know, people need to hear that type of attitude. I mentioned earlier that at the IRS, I asked an official, a higher up executive, nice guy that I worked with. I said, are we tailoring the deployment of our budget towards where we think we're going to be able to generate more revenue? No, there is no business approach in any of these agencies in terms of priorities and placement of spend. It's all just, status quo, don't upset the ship, just keep spending like we've always spent. And if we don't spend it, we won't get it next year, is that type of an attitude. So they need to deploy. They can't even spend the amount of money that they're allocated fast enough because most federal employees are too slow at their job to actually do the requisition or the acquisition. So the truth is we don't need to keep deploying money wastefully. If we're going to be smart and run it like a business, allocation of money has to go to the greatest growth and revenue to opportunities, amongst us. So there's just not that type of attitude. It's not run like a business.
Oh, you took too long. I was gonna ask the piece of shit you and the great, which congressional seat he was going after, or which campaign he self. His little snickering and condescending bullshit. But then he left.
John, you perfectly know where the money is going. Project Stargate, Volunteer, Internet of Things, smart cities. You know what the future projects are. Why are you acting surprised? Not really.
No, I agree with you. Palantir has its tentacles deep in the government.
Wait, hold on. Is this somebody from preservation?
He sounds like it. He's a conspirator or a fucking nutcase. He's got like schizophrenia and shit. He's fucking delusional.
I am.
Rick, do you hang out in preservation?
No, I used to.
I'm asking
go in
Rick.
there, troll, and then
Rick.
Yeah, but I'm not I'm not a reptilian type of guy. I'm another type of person. I'm not an engineer, and I see where money is moving or where money is allocated, and what are the latest technologies. So
I have a quick question for you.
comment on
Is there any conspiracy theory that you don't believe in?
So conspiracies, there are theories on conspiracies, and some of the theories might be true.
No, hold on.
Garbage. Yeah, so some of them.
No, hold on.
Some of them are garbage. Yes.
Hold on. This is what happens when people identify as a conspiracy theorist or start sharing them. And I'm glad that Rich shared that you dabble in this stuff. While it's definitely perfectly reasonable to believe that some conspiracy theories turn out to have been true. We do know that. The issue is that like Michael Malice said, it's okay to take a red pill. You just don't want to take the whole bottle. And far too often, I see that the conspiracy theorists, they do this weird thing where they've completely checked out of reality, and anytime there's a conspiracy theory, they go balls deep into it. So again, give me a specific conspiracy theory that you don't believe in.
So I absolutely agree with you with what you said right now, and characterizing people that the flat Earth, of course, is not true. God damn it, obviously.
Oh shit! Kima, are you awake?
ask him about aliens and Illuminati.
Have you ever?
And their dimension. Like a 17-year-old lesbian, black lesbian.
I'm not. It's too late for that. What's funny is that they think that's entertaining. Like that's like the kid that calls into a radio show and they got on the air and then they freaked out because they heard their own voice. Like, dude, if you just raised your hand, came up with some clever things to say, you could stay on the stage. You wouldn't have to just do this little hit and run thing. It's weird. All right, I'll bring them back up. But you guys want to play with them for a little bit?
Yes, please.
All right. Let's see. We'll get the rapper and then the giggling Gertie, and then we got another one. They come in bunches.
Now put those on.
Dyke lesbian.
Yo, but had a catch me in the gas, little boy.
I'm just gonna let him.
I think they're 12 years old. So 12.
No, I would say they're between 16 and 18.
Hold on.
That's all testicles.
I'm gonna move your stupid ass to the audience. Alright. Alright, so check this out. You guys had an opportunity with an audience, something that you'll never fucking have in your life for any fucking reason. Maybe you'll have a jury trial at some point because you guys are all headed to prison with your fucking ignorant fucking asses. But I'm gonna bring you guys back up one more time, but I just want to set some ground rules, some basic ground rules. You cannot speak over each other. You cannot speak over anybody else. I'll call upon you, and then you'll get a chance to speak. You can say whatever you fucking want, whatever's on your fucking mind. You can say whatever you want. You can curse me out. You can say all kinds of raunchy things, make each other laugh, do all those things. You just can't speak over people. And here's the problem. If I fucking move you down another time, you won't be able to come back up. So I'm going to bring you back up. Try to do better this time. Try to do better.
Can we refrain from using ebonics?
Do that part of it. I'm going to bring them back up, but listen, if they talk over each other, here's what's going to happen. Not only am I going to block you, I will have you removed from the app. I have that kind of sway. I've been on this app for a long time. So I'm going to bring you little knuckleheads up. Try to behave yourself. I will call on you when it's your turn to speak. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. I may have to mod somebody.
I don't know why somebody in the comments talk about African Americans. It's not cute. Who in the comments talk about African Americans? I get on everybody in this. Ooh, I get on everybody in this ugly ass motherfucking thing. Bitch, I'm ugly as fuck. Bitch, full like
Hello, room. I just wanna. This is my first time in this room, and the thing is, I grew up in Kansas, right? Like I grew up.
You were in here the other day.
Yeah.
It's not your first time.
Listen, you didn't listen. God, why can't we bring the fuck? The person could just. Oh, there we go. China. Just slowly explain to us what it is. Who are you, and what are you about?
Okay, so first of all, who been? Okay, so my name is China, and I'm from, y'all know where I'm from?
Are you black?
No, I'm light skinned.
Oh, that's cool. My favorite.
Mojo's
Yeah,
black too.
I'm white.
Sounds good.
No, y'all said somebody else said.
China.
No, I said Mojo is black. That's what I said.
China, can I ask you a quick question here, China?
Okay.
What is 100 times 1,000?
Sir, what does my math have to do with you?
It's just a simple question.
I know a lot.
I'm asking you a simple math question.
Hold on. I think that she actually had a very good rebuttal. John, what do you have to say? What does her math have to do with you?
Because, China, I believe that the truth of the earth requires excellent math skills.
You don't know nothing about me. Sir, let me stop you right there. You don't know nothing about me. Nobody in this group chat know nothing about me.
We know that you don't know math.
What is that?
I said we know that you don't understand math.
Oh my God.
China, let me ask you a different question. If we were to make you queen of America.
Hey, I don't want you to ask me questions. Everybody
That's
gets
the
to ask
whole point of the stage.
No, I don't want to ask you questions.
Okay, John, ask me the question and I'll ask.
No, you won't ask nothing either if it's coming from him. So I'm going to get on him too. So he better sit this one out.
I'm kind of liking this one, Mojo.
Rich, I think you're gonna have to stay out of this and let John handle this. John, you and China have a polite dialogue. This will be fun. Dude, China, I just wanted to let you know. Well, no, listen, he's running for Congress. You better like him.
No, I don't have to if I don't want to.
He has the control to give you reparations.
No, I don't want to talk to him. I'm going to avoid him. He's a hater. I don't. See, he's too grown to be like that. He's too grown for all that. He can sit down somewhere. You too grown. You need to act your age a little bit because you too grown.
You know.
I'm sorry to be upset. Sir,
What about me?
Sir, I'm sorry to everybody in here. he's just, it's,
China, China, can I ask you how old are you? Can I ask you how old are you?
I'm 86.
You what?
I'm old enough to talk, sir.
86?
Yes, yes I am.
Shannon, what do you think about Mojo's
Please bring
PTR?
up the other people. Can you guys bring up the other people?
I'm so sorry. They're gonna be respectful. How y'all should be respectful to us.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Princess, can you please introduce yourself?
No, he's not gonna respect. Oh no, not him. But that congratulations to him. He like to be slick. So let's not talk to him.
Say Congressman.
What that mean?
Because he's a congressman in Chirac.
Oh, we didn't ask you what he was.
No, don't be.
So therefore,
I was explaining what a congressman.
No, I don't care what you said.
Okay. My name is Boo Boo. My name is Boo Boo. Girl.
That makes sense.
All right, hold on. No, hold on. Listen. This is not going to work. I know you guys spent all this time to get back up on the stage. You got all this attention. Listen, we're going to go one by one. Seven Pocket. It sounds like you're a skilled rapper. Can you spit some bars for us?
I don't rap at all. My name is Boo Boo do.
She's telling like.
Funny with the money, oh, you got me mistaken, honey. I don't want to rape you. I just want the papers. The visa, capisha? I'm out like the papers.
You're not to this man at his age. Why is he not at his age?
Can't do.
Girl, you keep going on mute. Be quiet.
You trying to be so funny. Act like you trying to be racist.
Y'all are hilarious.
You too old for all that.
My name is Mo. My name is People. It'll shit in my throat.
This is a promising future for our.
Yeah.
Hold on. Everyone mute up. I just want to speak directly to Seven Pocket. Seven Pocket. No, I removed him from the stage. I did that. I just wanted to say this. You're so stupid that when you had an opportunity to say something entertaining, you came up with the dumbest shit to say. Why don't you get some class like my friend China here? China, go ahead and talk to us. Make some sense.
Right, but I don't like how some of y'all friends. See, I have respect for all of y'all, but some of y'all friends just try to be too funny. It wasn't. It's not. Guys, we gonna stop that right here.
Speak on it, Queen.
Yep. See, I can't respect, but what y'all not gonna do is disrespect me. And who is that call up by your open doors? Gonna get slapped. Right.
My fault.
That's what we do down here. Anyway.
Down where?
We'll spread over. But don't mute me like I said.
They sound like they're from South Florida.
No, and you sound like you keep going on mute.
Where y'all from?
So just
I'm from the 3.
Don't worry about where we're from. Worry about where
I'm from the 3.
She from the 904.
That joke was not funny. I don't understand.
Hey, speak on it, Queen.
Right.
Yes,
Anyway, so like
I said, I have my dog back up here. He's gonna come with respect this time.
No, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to tell you why. He is so stupid that even though we're this fucking bored, we will not entertain that. We will let you dumb bitches talk, but we're not letting that entertain you.
They from Newtown, I bet.
We are from Newtown. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You from Newtown, don't lie.
I'm not from Newtown. Shut your mouth.
Shut the fuck up, pussy.
I'm from the 3, not Newtown.
Hey, that ain't even your real hair.
What
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Yes, that's not your real face on that profile. Catfish ass nigga.
Hey, that's my middle name is Catfish.
We know, because you look like one.
I think Princess, you from Hogan Creek.
Stop talking to me
You from Hogan's
it's not
Creek.
even funny.
Online.
Sir, you can shut your mouth. You try to be racist. Sir, you not funny. When I have somebody slap you, I'm gonna be dead wrong. We don't even.
Wait, is that Hogan's Creek or Newtown talking?
Stop talking about Hogan Creek or Newtown. I'm from the 3, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You're from the 3? Hey, hold on. Do
Do either of you know your fathers?
Yeah, my father in my life, I got tips from my dad. You got to fix good talk with daddy. My father is in the room.
That is a picture of his granddaddy in his PTR.
No, that's AI. Don't lie. That's AI.
That's his granddaddy.
I don't like people lie.
Wait, hold on. China, can you tell me something? What does AI stand for?
What do you think it stands for?
I'm asking you.
Add 10 pockets full. Why y'all arguing with us? Y'all need to add 10 pockets full.
Just say artificial intelligence, please, man. Please. Wait, hey, Prince, I'm moving you down. You're too stupid.
Yeah,
No, you're down. Listen. Listen.
I don't like how y'all.
Alright, hold on. This is not gonna work.
That's fine. That's why y'all move people, y'all. It's so scary.
No, well, yeah, we're very afraid for our future.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Listen,
can you speak to the Democrats in the room?
Okay,
hold on. If you talk over me, I'm gonna move you down. So. Okay, well then I'll move you down.
Okay, then remove.
I'll move your little dumbass down. Now there's only one.
Bitch cracker.
Alright, hold on. Oh, she left. Okay. So, the question, Princess is back. Princess, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, here's the question. Here's the question.
No, I don't still questions. No questions.
Well, that's fine. If you don't answer the question, I will just move you down. That's fine.
Yeah,
I do run the show. This is the thing that you don't understand. This is something you're going to understand when you get a job. Neither of you are going to get good jobs, but you might go to prison, and the warden will also have rules. The prison guards will have rules. You're going to have to follow rules. We live in a rules-based society. You're going to have to learn to follow rules. These rules are something you just talk when I instruct you to speak. I don't know why you can't get this shit, but I'm going to bring China back on, see if she can be polite.
Roger.
I have one question for China. No, don't interrupt me. I want to ask China a question.
Roger, what color are you?
I'm the blackest person on the app. I was just called a fake racist. I think that is a compliment, because real racists are jerks. I'm a fake racist.
You know, can I say something? My father went to a police call one time, and he was asking this young African-American woman whether or not she was raped. And the young woman said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And my dad's partner looked at him and says, "You don't ask her if she got raped. This is how you say it. Or my dad was asking, did he penetrate your vagina?" And I guess my dad's partner said, "You don't ask her if her vagina got penetrated. Did he fuck you in the pussy?"
Oh, man. Can we bring these people back up one at a time, please? Let's see. Friends of the city, you're not racist at all, but you know how to hear these. Okay, cool. Hey, Seven Pocket, here's a question for you, okay? Okay, so the question is, I want you to answer this for the Democrats that are in this room. Tell the people in the background to shut the fuck up. Tell them to shut their little whore mouths. So, I want to ask you a question. And I want you gotta mute yourself while I'm speaking, because there's an echo. I'm gonna mute you. You can unmute yourself once I'm finished speaking. So I want you to address the Democrats that are in this room, the adults that believe in social safety nets, and they are waiting, they're hoping that they can get their social security checks. Can you give them some assurance that you and your colleagues here are going to have jobs to pay into social security so they can collect it? Can you just explain to the room why they should believe that you're going to have a good job in your lifetime? Go ahead, Pocket, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna have a good job, I don't really know what to say. Depends out.
He's asking how you gonna get that bag.
Hey man, can you shut the fuck up, please? Thank you. I'm not playing with you.
What's up with that echo?
It's the echo. vodka was bad. He's even saying out loud, I don't know what they're saying. Get some fucking bars together. Like, why don't you guys go to another room and say, okay, we're gonna say this. Let's come up with some new names. We'll come up with a couple of lines. We'll talk some shit. The guy in the white hat and the cigar will say some fucking clever shit to talk shit to him. Just come up with some shit. Why are you guys so corny? You guys are like the stupid kids.
I think it's the Seven Pocket. It sounds like she's probably from College Gardens.
I don't think Seven Pocket was a girl. I thought that was a boy. But
It's a dyke.
I think they're medicated, you know.
Can we bring China? Can we bring China? Bring China. I think China.
Not a real answer, okay?
But yeah. Can you tell us the kind of career that you're gonna pursue?
Okay, so actually, I'm getting more money than all y'all because I'm smart. Actually, y'all think I'm dumb. Y'all think people down here don't know I'm actually smart. Let y'all know that. Second of all, I get told right now, so I'm getting told when I grow up. Fuck that tea. Second of all, hey man, let me ask y'all a question. What makes y'all think y'all grown man gonna get somewhere asking me questions like this? Where is that gonna get you? Is that gonna like where's that gonna get you?
Now, this is an illicit recording for YouTube channel.
Oh no, sir, don't talk to me, sir.
China, hold on. Ewan is new here. He's got the party hat. He would like to ask you a question. Would you allow him to ask you one?
Who is that? The congratulations. See, sir, I will ask Humble.
It's this congressman.
The congratulations.
Ewan, go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question to China.
Sir, I can tell me.
Okay, China.
Okay.
Do you think you're going to make more than $15,000 a year something like this?
Yes, I am. I know when to be respectful and not. I'm not gonna be respectful to y'all because y'all not respectful to me.
But China, do you like money? Do you like making money?
I sure do.
Okay. Do you think that you're going to actually make money speaking to people like how you speak to them?
I give you what you know. First, y'all came here not being respectful to me, so what makes y'all think I'm gonna be respectful to y'all? Don't be disrespectful to me and think you gonna get what you know. You be disrespectful to me, I'm gonna be disrespectful to you. That's just you be respectful, I'm gonna be respectful for you.
China, I've been going through your PTR images. What's up with the second photo in your belly button there?
Sir, why are you going through my photos?
It's just a question. I'm just asking, because what is that section called on your belly button? What's the cord called that connects to the mother? Oh, the placenta. It's called the placenta. I'm just wondering where you got your placenta cut.
I would like to ask you,
All right.
how has
Can
it been
I go a little bit?
disrespectful to you?
Can I go a little bit further?
Hold on, let me talk.
Questions. Can I just
I'm
do one quick question?
answering hold on, I'm answering
China, how have we been disrespectful to you, China? Can you articulate on that? Can you say something about it?
Not true, but that man with that congratulations shirt with that big ugly, I'm sorry.
Congressman.
With that beard, look at this.
This is my first time talking in this
Congressman.
ring.
No, she's talking about congressman.
It's not even y'all, it's him out there.
Congratulations.
He works in the government. He's a congressman.
Okay, so he sneaks out. Anyway.
You know, like congressmen, senators.
China, I have a question. So, your name is China. How do you think that you're going to be prepared to compete with the country China if you don't even know how to speak your own English language?
Hey, she do. Hey, don't worry about that because you keep asking all these questions like me in school. Hold on. Okay, so can I tell y'all? Let me tell y'all something. Me and my crew got this thing jumping. So before we would join, y'all was in here talking about nothing.
No, untrue.
Yeah,
I might have to agree with you there, China.
I know.
China, do you think people actually talk about anything interesting, important, or intellectual on this app?
Well, me and my crew do. I don't know about y'all, but me and my group do. So I don't know about
What
y'all.
are some of your favorite topics to talk about?
I like to talk about money. I like to talk about my hair. I like to talk about everything. But I don't know about y'all. See, y'all like to talk about stuff. Y'all don't know, but I know what I like to talk about.
Okay, so my question for you though is, how do you plan on making lots of money to help feed the economy?
Sir,
What is your
do
plan?
you feed the economy? Do you feed the country?
Yeah, I do. I make quite a bit. So I want to know what you are going to do to break more than
China, he
50,000
left
shares.
America. He moved to England.
Well, I don't know nothing about y'all. So y'all know nothing about
Ewan died.
y'all.
He moved to England because he's a communist piece of shit.
No. I'm moving out of England soon, but with that being said, I still feed the economy by paying taxes to make money. So my question for you though is, don't you want to make lots of money?
I already do.
How much money do you make a year?
Well, hold on, time out. I just want to say. Hold on, China, hold on. China, hold on. I just want to say that as of right now, I think China is winning this debate. But let's continue. You and China, go ahead.
Okay, so actually, I'm gonna tell y'all something y'all don't know about me. So basically, I work for a bell bottom, so y'all talk about me. I still get money, so I don't know. But y'all think I'm broke or something?
Ewan, why don't you ask her to, rap a little or give some lyrics and you could put it in a song?
Oh, how about you rap a little bit and you can make some lyrics?
No, I mean, try to. Okay, so I'm like one of the actual few people on this app that successfully produce music. So I'm trying to gauge where you're coming from with this. So, but my question for you though is, do you think that you could actually break the 15 grand bracket a year by talking to people like this?
Sir, I talk to people how they talk to me, so you don't be respectful, I'm not gonna be respectful. So you be respectful, I'm
China, how many hours do you work per week?
I work from 8 to 5.
How many days a week?
Friday, Mondays, Fridays.
5 days a week. Okay.
Yeah.
And how much do you make per hour?
Huh?
How much do you get paid per hour?
I make like 500, 600.
Per hour?
Is you stupid? I'm sorry. Bell bottoms is where you go around getting people out of jail. So you.
How much money do you make per hour?
Like 2.
You make $2 per hour?
Yeah, I don't think I'm losing this program. Sorry.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You make $200 per hour? No, how much do you get paid per hour?
$20.
You get paid $200 per hour.
So that's his stuff.
Well, hold on. Well, that would mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on. That would be 16.
How much you make an hour? How much you make an hour on this hour? Don't talk about it.
Hold on. Let's do the math real quick. So you said $200 an hour, 40 hours a week. Is this correct?
Sir.
Is this correct? I'm just trying to understand.
I work for a bell bottom. What makes you think I'm a real bell bottom? I work for one. That don't mean I get a bell bottom.
So how much money does the bail bondsman pay you?
If you ask the wrong question, you don't get what I'm telling you, sir.
You don't make much money, do you?
Sir, how old do you think I am?
I think you're the problem. How old?
You said you think I'm 50?
Based on where the
Hold on. It's important to qualify. How old are you?
Huh? I'm 30.
No. Based on
We can't allow children on this fucking app. This is crazy. I think the math part was the funniest for me. So she said she works, Monday through Friday, full-time job, $200 an hour. She said, that'd be a lot of bread for a kid. I don't buy it, but yeah. Anyways, I'm glad.
My favorite part was when she said 2.
even consider to think that you can't consider what you're saying, what you was saying.
We're not.
How?
I just wanted to state that I feel conflicted and sad. The fact that the more time I spend on Clubhouse, the more I believe Margaret Sanger was telling the truth.
That's not even funny.
Hey, it includes the poor whites too. The Pepes of the world.
It's not even funny. Rick, what do you do for a living?
I'm an electronic engineer.
Yeah. How many hours a week do you work?
It depends. Example, today I'm not at work, but usually it is, let's say, 5 days a week. And it's sometimes between 8 to 10 hours a day. And I'm paid around 30 euros per hour.
30 euros per hour? Translate that for dollars, somebody. What does that mean?
$40 an hour.
Or $40, yeah.
That's about $200 an hour.
Rick, what's up with your PTR that claims that this Jewish rabbi believes, that he said that the Messiah will only appear once Europe and Christianity is totally destroyed? Do you actually believe that, Rick?
I can objectively see that somebody believes this. I'm not believing that. And that's a problem.
Wait, hold on. Where is this accent from?
He's like Dutch.
My accent? From you. I'm Italian. Roger, we spoke before. I'm Italian.
This doesn't sound like any kind of Italian that I've ever heard. You don't sound like any of the people from our favorite gangster movies.
You want me to speak like this? I can speak like this if you want. But this Italian accent I don't use.
That doesn't sound Italian either.
Yeah, Rick, are you like an immigrant Italian, like your parents are from another country?
I'm Italian. I've never. Okay, can I respond?
I'm not saying where you've lived. I'm aware that you're saying you were born and raised in Italy. I'm saying where your parents from. Are they Italian as well?
Italy, yeah.
Oh, so you're not like some Syrian refugee or
David, I got another follow-up question for you. What do you think about Palantir, the software company? Why is Palantir a Trojan horse?
No, why? No. That's a bit. I would ask this question. That's the wrong question to ask. The correct question is, why are the servers of Palantir in Tel Aviv? That's the correct question to ask, I think.
Where do you live now?
Italy.
Oh, you do live in Italy?
North. God damn, I'm Italian. I live in Italy. I've been living in Italy all my life.
It's not fucking Italian.
Rick, if we were to make you king,
I don't know what you.
Rick, if we were to make you king of the world, what would your priorities be for your people?
My priorities for my people, teach them to be independent regarding energy and supplies and let's say to be self-sustainable, let's say, technologically wise. That's the only thing that can liberate people. That's the only thing that can set people free. We need to vote. We need to do all this crazy shit today because we don't know what to do regarding sustaining ourselves. We're interdependent. When the moment you cut that interdependency, there's no need for this bullshit politics.
So you don't want to revert anybody to your cause or anything like that?
No, because there's no need for it. Who is mature enough to understand this will follow this path. It's following this path already. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, let's say.
So you
I have a question for you, Rick. You asked why Palantir might have servers in Tel Aviv. You realize that they do have an office there, correct?
Of course, Roger, I would like to ask you a question. Why are you asking me how much I make per hour? Sorry, what I do for a living, or maybe ask me how much I make per hour. I don't remember. Why does it matter?
I was trying to understand if you were as broke as the last people we were speaking to. But I want to talk about Palantir. So why were you concerned that Palantir has an office in Tel Aviv?
absolutely not concerned, and I actually can say,
You said,
huh?
you said, and I quote, we should be asking why Palantir has servers in Tel Aviv. And I'm just trying to understand why you think that that's even interesting.
It's interesting because all the data that is flowing through Palantir regarding all American citizens and European citizens, basically the whole West, is flowing through Israel.
Wait, hold on.
It's not America, and it's not Europe.
Hold on, couple questions. So have you ever been to their Tel Aviv office?
No, I got two friends that were in university with me in Parma, in Italy. They're in Tel Aviv now. Yeah.
So my question is, why are you concerned about servers being there? First of all, you're not doing any type of deep packet inspection, so I don't think you would know what data goes anywhere. So, why would you claim these things when you don't know what you're talking about?
I'm sorry, Roger, but I got to say that I perfectly know, unfortunately, what I'm talking about. I'd like to not to know what I'm talking about, but unfortunately, I know. Yeah, tell me.
Hey, Rick, can I ask you a simple question? What?
But
It's like the second question.
The previous pledge.
This is how Rich
No, I
does
just
it.
want to
He
get
interrupts conversations. Go ahead, Rich.
Are you Christian, Catholic?
No, I'm not. Well, I was born a Catholic, but I really don't, let's say, consider myself a Catholic person.
But you believe in?
I don't.
Jesus' death, resurrection, to the times for your sins, or not?
No.
Why are we going down this road?
He's got a bunch of Muslim rooms in his houses, so that's all I'm asking.
What?
Wait, are you a Muslim?
God damn, no. I was in Roger's rooms. I was in Roger's rooms multiple times explaining how Muslims are a problem in fucking Europe today.
You just have a bunch of Quran-centric rooms, that's all. Your house is sorry.
Because you know, no, you know why? Because I tried to study the enemy.
I respect
people. Okay.
I didn't know if you just get it oh well
I have one question for you. So I was just looking at your profile. Sorry, my baby's talking in the background. So why on your profile when it says hot takes, which one you answered breast milk?
No, there was a stupid room, God. No, there was a stupid room. I don't remember what we were talking about breast milk or not. They were talking. They were talking about what's best. If it is better cow milk or breast milk, and I was explaining that at least humans today got a type of some sort of filtration systems. Today, they modify animals. They genetically modify animals and inject them with steroids and whatnot, and so. That was the argument, let's say.
Okay, so just letting you know, the very first thing that pops up on your profile is a question that says which one, and then you answer breast milk. That is literally the first thing I see on your profile.
Alright, let me go cancel that.
Rick, you said that, you said you want your people to become self-sufficient in technology. So, what technologies do you think people need to be well-versed in to become self-sufficient?
How many hours do I have to answer to this question?
You got maybe 10 sentences.
Impossible.
Okay, never mind that. I mean, you can't just come up with a 3-sentence response to that question? Is it really impossible?
Okay, filtration systems, water recollection, water filtration, water recollection, electricity through different means, hydrogen and solar particularly, and for the
technology that we can have today. And let's say a filtration of vegetable oil through biodiesel, basically. And that's what I'm doing, by the way, in the spare time that I don't have, but trying to do my best. Yeah.
Okay, got one final diagnostic question for you. What is 575 times 1,000?
575,000.
Wow. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Congratulations, Rick.
What did I win?
You don't know how many people he's
You
asked.
won some credibility. You won credibility.
Out of the
You won a higher tax bracket, Rick. That's what you won.
What? No.
You won a congratulations trophy.
I asked that question to a lot of people on this app, and 9 out of 10 people get that question wrong.
Well, they
I
don't
don't
even
believe
answer. They just don't even answer. They go, oh, I don't know.
That's true. Most people can't even follow the question.
You know, there's a one of my best friends. He's bipolar, and he's constantly asking questions like that to everybody, even to the police. He goes inside the police and he asks, how much is it? How much is 7 times 5? You know, stuff like this, and he gets arrested often. And he's always drunk too. And that's true. I swear to God, that's true.
That's your best friend.
John's drunk on Taoism.
One of my best friends, yes.
Well, I've seen a lot of awesome videos lately on Instagram of very disgruntled and angry people in conversation with the police, and I find it amazing how much patience police are now exerting in their interactions with very disgruntled citizens. I think it's most likely because they don't want to do additional paperwork, and I feel like the body cams in a way give them like the justice that they're looking for because they're filming that these people be absolute monsters.
Hey, Rick, I got a question. Roger might like this question. So, Rick, how do you feel the state of Israel? Do you think the Jews have a right to have a state of Israel?
Everybody has the right to have a state, but the state of Israel is extremely divided between two factions. I'd say Ashkenazi Jews and Sephardi Jews, and that's a problem. That's a big problem, big gigantic problem. That's what I think. But
You mean to tell me that the Ashkenazi and the Sephardic in Israel are at a logger, like they are in conflict? Where's your evidence to suggest that, and what is the breakdown between the demographic?
I don't exactly know, since there are newcomers, new people coming into
Why is
Ashkenazi
everyone
family every day.
Why is everyone obsessed with Jews and obsessed with Israel?
Yeah,
I'm not.
It's projection.
You supposedly know like stats and statistics about Israel that every Jew on this stage and every Jew in this audience is looking at you like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, we're just trying to get like your insight, like what's going on with Ashkenazim and the Sephardi? Can you break that?
Yeah, there are two completely different factions. All the Jews and the Ashkenazi Jews are not Jews per se. Yeah, they might have some genetic traits. That's for sure.
Wait.
I knew you'd love this.
Wait.
And then
I wait.
Rick, what are you talking about?
Alex Jones.
No, it's not Alex Jones. It's not.
What's
Wait, do you
racist?
think
What's
that
that
the
racist?
Ashkenazi and the Sephardic Jews in Israel are at odds with each other? Because I think they are not. I think that they're pretty on point with each other, which is like literally just letting that country survive.
Yeah, what's the source of contention?
there is no source of contention. Why there is a source of contention? I never said that.
Yeah, you said there's conflict.
You said that, yeah, conflict. You said they're at odds.
Sorry.
You're not making any.
No, sorry, in between them. No, sorry, in between them. No, yeah, for sure. No, okay. It's just they have different life views, let's say. You can find Ashkenazis in many positions of power, let's say, like Zelensky, like Benjamin Netanyahu, like many different ones. Sephardi, usually they're more, they don't behave like that, usually. They've never behaved like that through history, and especially in this period of time.
Behave like what?
And
No, hold on. Slow down, right? I know that English isn't your first language. Just slow down. Let's try to take one point at a time. When you say they don't act the same, what exactly are you referring to? Use words that human beings might understand.
So, yeah, I agree. English is not my first language. I'm trying to do my best. Let's say they look for position of power constantly, and you can say this. You can say this objectively, watching the position of power that they have today. You almost never see a Sephardi Jew in a position of power like the Ashkenazi Jews. Okay. It's through observation that I say what I say. And I'm not discriminating, I'm not anti-Israel, I'm not anti-Semite, okay?
No, hold on. I'm not going to accuse you of anything other than being stupid. That's the only observation that I can make clearly. Whether you are an anti-Semite, that'll reveal itself at some point if you are. But why are you so obsessed with Jews?
No, I would like to ask you a question. Why are you upset with characterizing people, telling them they're stupid, when actually maybe sometimes you can ask yourself the question, do I really know what is this motherfucker saying? And the motherfucker is me, okay?
Oh,
do really I know what he's saying?
You're the
Okay. Yes, I am.
Hold on. There's people listening down below. I just want to.
Or should I call him stupid?
Hold on. For the visually impaired, for the duration of this conversation, the guy with the Italian accent, quote unquote, is going to be referred to as motherfucker. He calls himself motherfucker. So if you hear motherfucker, that's who we're talking about. Thank you. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah. Because sarcasm is a trait of intelligent people. You know.
There's visually impaired people in here. Don't be ableist.
I know. Yeah. I'm not hating on you. I'm saying what you're saying. I'm commenting on what you're saying. And usually your comments are characterizing people as stupid. Why?
Well, I talk to a lot of people on this app, and I've got a pretty good radar on who's intelligent and who's not. And right now I'm getting vibes that you're a dum-dum.
No, you don't have a radar. You're labeling people because labeling people makes you feel secure.
Yes. I'm so guilty. Oh, okay, so I accept your critique. Let's move on.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's get back to the Jews.
Okay, what do you want to know?
I don't know. You had some point to make about how they were at odds with each other.
Yeah, they are, but you can see this in society. I mean, you can see where they are in the positions that they have, and usually most of these people in Hollywood, in a position of power, like presidents and whatnot, you know.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say that
the Jews control
Hollywood? Did you just say that the Jews control Hollywood?
I said many of them do influence internal political decisions, because politics is not only for Congress or whatnot, it is also into companies, and Hollywood is a big, gigantic, if you want to consider it a company, and they do influence the things. That's for sure. I mean, it's nothing new. No. Let's make the counter argument. Do you think they do not? influence Hollywood?
I think you'd have to understand the history of Hollywood. There was an industry that, so first of all, because there's anti-Semites around the globe, Jews were limited in what jobs they could get. And so when they gravitated towards the entertainment industry, music and television, and this is something that, because they were not allowed to participate in other areas, and so this is the craftiness of and the resilience of a group of people that say they won't be denied. You can tell them that they can't do things, and they will just find a way. They will make a way. And so yes, in the early days in Hollywood, they were very influential. But you wouldn't say that that in modern day that the Jews control the news or the Jews control film. You wouldn't make that argument, would you?
No, I would say they're instrumental at controlling things. Of course, it's not them. It's not. Okay.
So, what do you think of APAC?
I don't know the subject fully, so if you want to describe it to me, I'd be glad to listen to you.
Right.
I don't speak about what I don't know. I don't speak about what I don't know.
It's a lobbying group of Jews here in America that are interested in making sure that that Jews are represented in policy. So my guess is I feel where this is headed, and it sounds to me like you have a distrust towards the Jewish community. That's what I'm picking up.
Well, Ashkenazi Jews, but
no.
Rick, real quick question, Rick. How do you feel about the secret call of Ashkenazi Jews that orchestrate all of those events?
That's a sarcastic question.
Oh no, it's a serious question.
So, that's a confirmation that it's a sarcastic question.
How about Larry Fink, BlackRock Vanguard State Street?
That's fantastic. Again, people who manage money, money is an instrument to influence actions. Money per se don't have value, but money can move things. So who is really making people move? It's not directly, it's indirectly money and directly people who hold technologies. So I would not consider Larry Fink, the guy who directly influences things. I would consider him the guy who, let's say, takes orders from people that really hold the power and people that really hold the power.
So they had, Larry Fink holds $25 trillion in holdings between BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, and all their subsidiaries like Blackstone, all these different companies. Vanguard, Vanguard, all the other different Vanguards.
Sure, it's a shitload of money, but money is nothing if you don't have a backup, a technological backup. It's just those are just numbers.
Yeah, but they have the Aladdin. They have the Aladdin system, which is one of the greatest artificial intelligence system that helps them structure their company and tell them what to buy and when to sell and what to do with their companies. So they do have the technology.
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about. I agree with you, but I'm talking about resources and managing the resources. The ultimate control grid is made by people that do control resources. And even though AI is a great resource, it has nothing material nothing tangible to manage.
Who are the people?
No, you don't see them on television, that's for sure.
Yeah, but like what ethnic group would you say that?
Nah, I'm not considering any ethnic group. I think all that you see on television is not the people that really hold the strings.
Well, no,
that's an assumption. The ones who do hold the strings, I don't consider them. I don't consider their ethnic group. I consider people that are very advanced, but I don't think if if you're asking me, are these Zionists the people that really hold the strings? I would not say that. I'd say they're instrumental too to the people that really hold the strings. I'm thinking about people like in Lockheed Martin and Martin Raytheon and Boeing, all these places, all these companies. I'm thinking more about them. Managing money is cool and all, but when you really have the technology to blackmail people through violence, directly or indirectly, that's real power, So it's not because you have 23 gazillion dollars.
So
You can do some stuff with that too. But
talking about Lockheed Martin, do you know who the largest institutional investors are? What companies?
companies that do invest in Lockheed Martin,
Yeah, the companies. So the largest institutional investors. Do you know which companies they are?
well, for sure it's BlackRock, Vanguard, all of that, but for sure. But
State Street, yeah.
who? State Street. Okay. Who holds the technology? Who knows? Who is in the let's say room where there are all the switches? It's not the people with money. It's people who know the technology and invent and produce technology. It's not BlackRock that holds the patents to CRISPR-Cas9 technology, hybridizing man with the machine, merging the man with the machine, all that Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies. It's not BlackRock. It's people, it's scientists, it's engineers and electronic engineers and genetic engineers that know the shit. They really have the power. Not also people with money.
So real quick question, Rick. Do you think that the Jews in Israel, the Ashkenazi Jews that control the country, being Netanyahu and all that, but do you believe that justified in their actions and what they're doing in Gaza?
No action like that is justified. I mean, it's justified. Depends on the goal. If I have the goal to completely exterminate the place and take over, and of course it's justified for me, but not for them.
Quick question. So you think the goal is to exterminate people?
The goal is to take over, and if this extermination is needed, I would do it. If I want to take over the place,
So
militarily.
So if you believe that over, and clearly the military might do so, why haven't they done that?
Because Roger, in war, and when you have to test certain things, certain technologies, and you have
war. It's not a genocide. It's a war. Really?
No. I'm not talking about Gaza. I'm not talking about Gaza. I'm talking in general. War, even in Vietnam War example, but in Gaza particularly, right now we're talking about Gaza.
No, let's stay focused. Hold on. Let's stay focused. So you think they want to take over? So they have the military might to do it. Why didn't they do it I don't know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Why did they wait till? What's your theory on that?
I'm sorry, Roger. I received a call. Can you?
I'll be happy to repeat it. If clearly we would agree that Israel has the military might to take Gaza at any time if they wanted to. My question is, if you think that that's their goal, why did they wait till now? Why not 5 years ago? Why not 10 years ago? Why would they wait till now to take Gaza if that was their goal?
That is the greatest question that somebody could ask me. Because, and I'll tell you why. Because when you have a certain amount of technology that you have to test, you need. I don't know why the guy is laughing. Okay. When you have a certain amount of technology that you need to test, you have to wait the correct time to test it. And so they are doing it now because all sorts of weapons, facial recognition weapons, genetic recognition weapons, and all those things are ready now. Not before, they're ready now. So as I said before, it's not just a question. People are laughing. That's okay. It's not just a
No.
question of.
Look at me. Don't let them distract you. Don't let them distract you. This is a one-on-one conversation. It's just you and I. Let's go.
It's okay. It's okay. I was saying because I think the technology is ready now to be tested, and so the moment is now to do the thing that they're doing. What should I say? Facial recognition technology, genetic recognition technology.
So you don't think what's happening with Israel battling Hamas in Gaza, you don't think it has anything to do with October the 7th?
Of course it has everything to do with October the 7th, but that's just the the catalyst of when things are ready, you use a catalyst, and the catalyst will spark all the consequential actions that will further escalate the situation to allow you to do certain tests on the population. Obviously, it has everything to do with 7th of October. But it's not the main reason. Really? Roger, are we having a proper intellectual conversation here, or are we speculating on which phrase in the mainstream news is correct or not? Really? I don't think we're doing this. No.
What it sounds like to me is, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like to me you're trying to blame Israel for the conflict that they're having with a terrorist group called Hamas.
I'm not blaming nobody. I'm saying if I have to listen, Roger. Let's say I've collected genetic material about you, and I want to try to test a genetic weapon that targets you and only you through facial recognition and genetic characterization of the enemy. I don't have it ready yet, but I know where you reside. I know where the coordinates of your house are and everything, but it's not ready. So I need somebody in the streets to spark, let's say, a little of a fight between you and the group that I control. Yeah. So I send somebody to the street and slap you in the face so you can answer back and you shoot this somebody. And now I have the excuse to enter into your house and test what I want to test. See?
So it sounds like you're suggesting that Israel wanted October 7th to happen.
Oh, come on. Do you really believe in those conspiracies, really? Don't you know what counterterrorism, who controls counterterrorism and what counterterrorism is?
What do you think happened on October 7th? What do you think happened on October 7th?
I think you allow certain things to happen so you have an excuse to act upon your enemy. I mean, quote unquote enemy, they're not really the enemy, they're just the, the people to experiment on. But that's what I think. Call me crazy. It's okay.
You seem to think that these Zionists are scientists conducting research and testing. Rick, I mean, do you believe, you stated earlier that you think Israel has the right to have its own security. I'm just so confused as to, your position or maybe your interior feelings and emotions towards Israel or Jews. You think there's this conflict between the Sephardic and the Ashkenazi. Rick, do you think you know everything?
I absolutely don't know everything, and that's exactly why I try to not to react to things emotionally, because I know emotions are deceiving. I try to look at things objectively and objectively see what's the state of the art regarding technology and what they're using right now and what are the possible excuses to be able to operate what they have. You see people that directly go to emotions. Do you think people that test technology, they do act on emotions?
Wait,
Really?
Rick, I assume you've been to Israel, right?
No, France.
Oh, you've never been there.
I'm from there, but I've never been there. Yep.
Got it. Never been there. Do you think if you've gone there, if you've been on the ground in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, etc., do you think maybe your perspective of Israel and the Jews might change?
My personal experience can be characterized in a certain way, that's for sure. But what I read in white papers regarding the state of the art that Tel Aviv has, and America puts money in, it doesn't change. I mean, my personal experience would not change what I read. You know.
So your hypothetical
what to
lived
say.
you think your hypothetical lived experience wouldn't change your opinion of, Israel and the Jews and the Zionists?
But you see, I'm sorry. You see, that's the thing that I don't understand about people. Why do you think I have an idea about Zionists? I don't have an idea about Zionists. I just objectively see where they are, in which positions of power they hold, and I just can take that as an information. There's no emotional characterization in what I say.
Well,
Why?
Let me ask you a follow-up question here. So, what do you think the end goal is of Israel?
The end goal is the same goal that everybody have. It's testing certain technologies and see where they can apply those.
You say about testing, but what's the end goal? What's the end goal? What do they want to accomplish?
The end goal is the utilization of those technologies on major population centers, starting from Gaza.
No, but for what? No, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what an end goal is, because it sounds like you don't know what an end goal is. Okay, so you have the current state, and then you have this desired future state, and then you have all the stuff that you do in between the current state and the desired future state. Walk me through what you think the desired future state of Israel is. What is it that you think that they want to accomplish?
They want to accomplish, as always, like every state will do this, would like to have this. They want to accomplish technological superiority over other states and be able to collect data from all the other states and have the full control of the information coming from all the other states, all the other quote-unquote allies. And
hold on. Are you under the impression that it would be difficult to be technologically more advanced than the people in Gaza? I mean, I feel like that wouldn't be very difficult. I mean, no question, Israel is technologically massively advanced. That already exists. They already have that superiority. And the reason they have that superiority is because they believe in markets, and they believe in technology, and they believe in innovation, and they believe on building up their skills and building a civilization where the people that they're fighting against don't believe in any of those things.
I think you're making the greatest, you're making a big mistake. Because the war is not, the conflict, let's call it like this. The people characterize it as genocide, whatever, okay. The conflict is not with people in Gaza. The ultimate goal is not about the people in Gaza. The ultimate goal is to test those things so they can be used later on. Hold on, let me finish. They can be used later on other populations, okay, on other states. So through that, they can rule even those nations. Of course, they will never say.
Okay, guys. Hold on.
Okay.
No, listen. Okay. You're not very good at conversation. Let me just say that first and foremost.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm asking you what their end goal is, and you keep saying, "Oh, the technology and superiority." Okay,
no, Roger, you don't understand what I'm saying.
Your
You don't
fucking
understand.
Italian mutt mouth. Listen, if we're gonna have a conversation, I need you to quit using vague language. You say that they want to dominate other people later on down the road. Who? Who do they want to dominate?
Okay, let me rephrase that. Roger, I'm sorry you don't understand what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but you're afraid to say the quiet part out loud. This is, let me
not.
Hold on. No, you are. This is what you're saying. You're saying that you don't like or trust Zionists. you're saying that you think that that they've got ulterior motives to dominate the people in Gaza, and they have plans to go beyond that because they're just testing this technology because they want to subjugate other nations as well. And my question is, who's this list of nations that they want to subjugate? Because since 1948, we're talking about the most peaceful fucking country on planet fucking Earth, because the only time they get in a battle is when somebody picks a fight with them, and then they end up losing. But it sounds to me like in your head, you somehow think that the Zionists are the bad guys.
Okay, can I respond?
You can, but if you're going to use vague language, I'll just be honest with you, I'll be done with this conversation. If you can't commit to your own thoughts, like I could say what's fine. I could say, this guy sounds like an uneducated fool. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm asking him simple questions. I'm asking him what the end goal is. He doesn't understand what end goal means. And so at this point, I'm just going to ask, can you have an honest conversation without saying stupid things?
I reject the characterization about that I said stupid things. If you give me the time to be able to respond to you in details, I will do. Okay? And I'm sorry, you constantly have to characterize people with the word stupid, even though you don't know, maybe because it's not your job.
Okay, I'll clarify it. You're a faggot retard.
Can I clarify something?
Is this the level? Is this the level?
Rick,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Rick.
Yeah, listen.
I'm not surprised. He's not understanding. I'm not surprised.
It's not your turn. Listen, I just want to say this, and then I'm done with you, Rick. If Samir wants to come up, I'd love for Samir to come up. Samir sounds like somebody that doesn't know what's going on in the world either. But we'll invite Samir up. Let's see.
Okay, I'd like to respond. Can I respond, Roger? Can I respond?
Well, that's fine. I've invited your friend. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Shut your fucking mouth. Samir said, Moto seems more desperately loud than a black divorced crackhead. Well, there we go. The racism always rears its ugly head, doesn't it?
Okay, I'd like
to. Rick, I just want to quickly say, you are saying things that we have all heard probably about 1 million times at this point, but you're like not alluding to what it actually is. We're all aware of what you're saying. You're not that smart, and you're not coming across as that intelligent. I'm just saying this, Rick. Before you
it's okay.
Mojo, that's all I'm saying.
It's okay. I'm not here to sound intelligent or nothing. We're just having supposedly an honest intellectual conversation.
Good thing that's not your goal, because you would have failed miserably.
Okay, thank you. Until somebody comes in and characterizes me as a stupid faggot, which is not very intellectual.
No, that's not what I said. I called you a faggot retard. Get it right.
Okay, it's the same. So, what I wanted to say is
it's not the same. When the stupid faggot and faggot retard are not the same thing. I reject your phrase.
It's okay. So, it characterizes you, not me, talking like that. But anyway, what I wanted to say is this: if we're talking about which countries are going to be affected by what Israel can do, it's all the Western countries, obviously. Since the counterpart on the other side seems, because I'm not sure, but seems to be China. Yeah. So, Mojo, if you're asking me which countries specifically, exactly, are going to be influenced by all of this technological advancements that Israel is striving for, I'd say the U.S. for sure, the whole U.S., and the whole fucking continent of Europe. Yeah. So, that's why, actually, the Palantir servers are in Tel Aviv. Yeah? Because, and that's a confirmation of what I was saying before, because all of the data, all of the things that do matter to really control dynamics in other countries has to go through there. Yeah? So it's not that difficult to understand that if you hold geographically in your country the processing and the managing of data close to you in your country, it's easier, yeah, to manage the whole situation. Because the future supposedly is digital, is digitalized, and everything's going to be tokenized under the consumption of CO2. You know, you might maybe you're not familiar with
No tall building had ever collapsed.
Roger,
according to a
maybe you
we
don't
really have
encourage
a
people
new
and call
kind
them
of
stupid,
progressive
retard,
collapse
whatever.
of this code.
My job is electronic engineer, so I know.
Hold on. Listen.
Okay, so stupid faggot.
No.
Retard
To
faggot.
defy
Okay,
this
No.
progressive
No,
collapse.
in fact, you got it wrong. Let me say it slowly. Faggot retard.
Faggot retard, yeah. But maybe that's your job. My job is to study white papers, and actually, I'm good at my job, honestly. And that's why I'm paid what I said to you before that I'm paid. And it's a pretty good, decent pay, at least in Italy, not for America, but in Italy it's good. Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not here to sound smart. I don't give a fuck about all of you guys. But honestly, you know, this morning I'm doing the dishes and doing things at home, so I thought maybe I will spend some time with them. Yeah, but as you can see, there is no possibility in this world to unite and actually characterize who the enemy is, because the people are so divided. There is a motherfucker here, which is me, who's been studying those fucking stupid topics, because I think it's stupid to control people through digital means. This is not what digital technology was born for. But I'm trying to do my best, and people come at me saying I'm a stupid fucking retard or whatever. They say it slowly, Roger. And they think there's no hope for humanity. Because you're missing the point of who is the enemy. It's not me. And I can say to you, stupid motherfucker, because it's not me. It's not me.
I think the point of this is that
fucking idiot. Yeah.
You know, Rick, who hurt you?
No, nobody. Tell me, Roger. I'm glad to hear from you.
Who hurt you? Was it a woman?
Now we're going down that path? So first you talk to me like I'm I don't know what, and now you say to me, if somebody hurt me?
Or you said hurt?
Nobody hurt me.
Wounded. Who hurt you?
No, that's her name. The passive aggressiveness.
What was
the
her
passive
name?
aggressiveness that you have. It characterizes you, not me.
We're here for you.
Was her name Aisha?
So let's stay on the conversation. Let's stay on the topic. Are you saying you don't have any argument? No, maybe yes.
I'm concerned for your mental health. Are you okay?
Maybe it's the Jews. Rick, maybe the Jews are using technology to gather data on you, Rick. Have you thought that maybe you're a target of Palantir and other Jewish organizations trying to gather data to do experiments to control you?
Everybody is, my boy.
My boy?
Rick, let me ask you this. Some people drag, their trauma along with them for a long time. This could be an opportunity for a breakthrough. Do you want to share with us who hurt you?
Was it the Ashkenazi or the Sephardic?
I think Clubhouse is such a wrong place to have an intellectual conversation, you know? Unfortunately, Roger, maybe you do this as a job, maybe it's your job to, I don't know, because I see you're constantly on Clubhouse. Maybe you're what, you know?
Pay well. I will say this, it doesn't pay well.
Also, let's stick to the previous conversation, maybe, or you want to revert to trauma, narcissism, cluster B personality disorder. Do you want to talk about that? We can talk about that too if you want.
We absolutely can. Rick, do you want to share with the room, just let us know, was it early childhood trauma, or was it something that happened later, maybe like a high school sweetheart? What went wrong?
Let's make some hypothesis here.
How was your relationship with your father and your mother? Was it circumcision, Rick? Is that it?
Rich, how's your relation with Clubhouse? And Roger too. How's your relation with Clubhouse?
Did you know that?
Use Clubhouse as
Rick, did you know that Clubhouse servers are based in Israel?
Within your couple, is that the how you use Clubhouse? Maybe you can't talk to your woman, so you come on Clubhouse and you talk to people, you say people that they're just so stupid faggots. Because this is how you feel.
Alright, hold on. We all have trauma of different levels. I'll retract my insult about you being a faggot retard. I'll pull it back. I'll walk that back. I'll do that. I'll do that for you. I'll take a step here in the right direction. You will meet me in the middle and tell me like where your trauma comes from.
That was big of you,
I
Mojo.
will always meet you in the middle. There's no problem for me in discussing whatever you want to discuss, as long as you're respectful. All right.
Perfect.
You know,
Okay.
that's my rule.
Yeah, no, maybe I was a little cranky, you know, but perhaps this whole thing is my fault. So now that we've moved past the disagreement, can you share with us, like, where you think, you know, the trauma really impacted you and made you blue?
Who are you?
Can you guys hear me? Because I'm receiving fucking calls from work. I'm not gonna go to work today. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, Rick.
Is there a reason why you're not going to work today?
Yeah, because my boss said I'm on vacation, but he's constantly calling me. What the fuck? Anyway, so
are you depressed?
No. Why should I be depressed? I'm perfectly fine. I'm
calling off work if you're not physically ill. I'm just wondering if you're mentally well. This is a wellness check.
So I'm not calling off work. He said to me from tomorrow till the end of August. He said to me, but he's calling me from work. Okay. So anyway, I don't have any particular traumatic events to recall in my childhood. Oh, what about you, Roger? I'm glad you asked me. Thanks.
No, thanks. I think now we're having a real connection here. I appreciate you, Rick.
Rick, I just want to quote something back to you that you said that this was, where did I put it in the chat? That this was all in the works and that October 7th was just the catalyst. What do you mean this was all in the works?
Because all this technologies and all the patents are dated before 7th of October, and so I think no, it's not that I think. I see that all the technologies that they're testing today, they've been working on these since 2012, 2010, I think that was. Don't remember exactly. If you're working on something and you want to test it, you got to find the correct proper situation to then be able to test this shit. You know, because you can't test it. You can't find people who will say, "Yeah, please test this shit on me."
So you think October 7th was manufactured by Netanyahu and the Zionists?
All wars are manufactured. All wars.
Got it. So Hamas has no personal responsibility, no leadership, no command and control. This was all done by the Zionists, and it was manufactured by the people who suffered the horrific terrorist event. Understood. Thank you very little, Rick. It is now my hard time to leave. I have to go to sleep. I can no longer continue being out here for 24 hours a day. Thank you all, and Mojo, God bless, and everyone in here, God bless, and have a great night.
Good night, Congressman.
Oh, Rick, one final question, Rick. Does your manager at work share the same ideas as you?
Yeah, I have multiple bosses. Two of them share my same idea that I have. The other guy, I don't know what he thinks about certain things. I'm not gonna ask him. I don't care.
Well, thank you very little.
All right. We got Jonas up here with the pink ticket and the sunglasses. What's going on? going on, Jonas?
I know you. I'm in my car, so I might have that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I was actually thinking why we're going into ad hominem, but I think that's kind of the best way to argue.
Yeah, I already walked it back. I already walked it back. I'm not gonna apologize again. I think I've done enough here.
No, but I also think that you're not. I have a hard problem with people choosing sides and going 100% with one side because it's never black and white, and that's kind of.
Well, you do realize it's not the Palestinian people or the people in Gaza who are necessarily the terrorists. It's their leadership that committed the terrorist act. Those are the dastardly bastards.
It's a fate. Gaza is a fate experiment. It's totally messed up. I agree. But also the settlers in the West Bank. That's also problematic. They shouldn't be that.
So what is your proposed? Rick, I got this. Jonas, what's your proposed solution here? What do you think Israel should do after October 7th?
I think they should have attacked Gaza before themselves because they were shot at for 20 years. If I was Israeli and my people were shot for 20 years, I would be very disappointed in my defense if we didn't do